Hello, boys and girls. How are we doing? Back in a suit tonight. Look, all smart. I look like a real boy again. Not that cartoon character who was here last night. Hello, folks. Welcome to the pre-stream stream. This is where the cool kids hang. The stream will be starting in 5 minutes. You've got 5 minutes to freshen your beverage, download Vikings War of Clans, sign up for NordVPN, or any of the other exciting things that you might want to do. Reminder, if we get to 185 Vikings War of Clans downloads by Sunday night, I'm going to dye my hair. We're currently on 106, I think we were, last time I checked. Kev, in the middle of the Bourne video today, a Vikings sound played. Did it? I was probably playing it. I probably had it on in the background. I am obsessed with it. You know how I get with these kind of games. I did the same thing with Raid Shadow Legends. I've left my phone upstairs, so I don't play it while I'm streaming. I'm up to like level 42, I think. There's some people in the clan who have even gone further than me on the leveling. It's mad. But I've been playing it a lot. I am enjoying it very much. Who will come second in the streamer showdown? Probably Dupe. I think I'll probably beat Dupe in the final. I think it was someone becoming a Viking. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I should probably turn that off when I'm recording videos. Weird that the notification comes through, because I do record everything in OBS like I stream in OBS. But that means in all the years I've been doing that, there's never been someone subscribe on Twitch while I'm making a video. So you've not had that noise come through, which is interesting. Breezy, thank you very much for your 5th month subbing, even though your tier list was trash that you put on Twitter earlier. Absolute poppycock, but thank you very much for the sub. Oh, love that. Oh, we've got some bits in as well. Thank you very much. Can't believe you did the dirty on Fox like that. I mean, I didn't get Virgil. I wanted Lukaku as my first draft pick. Dupe took him, so I figured if I'm not getting my first draft pick, you can be damn sure the person after me isn't getting their first draft pick either. And I tell you what, I've been doing some testing today. The Chiellini long throw, because he's got 19 for long throws and the low flat bullet throw as a player trait. He regularly hits the far post from his long throws. The Chiellini long throw with SMS stood on that, hovering around on the edge of the 6-yard box. He scores some goals. He scores some goals. Ooh, we are going to have a fun time. All they've done with all their whinging and moaning and having long throws nerfed, all they've done is made sure rather than everybody doing long throws this time, there's only going to be one person doing long throws, because there was only one person smart enough to draft the one person who can do them. Sometimes I just love being me. What's your thoughts on Ben's verbal assault on my ability or lack of any open play goals? I mean, shall we find that? I think we're going to find that. I scored plenty of open play goals, but I mean, hold on. Believe it or not, boys and girls, the Premier League isn't settled on only open play goals either. If you score from a corner or a free kick or a penalty in the Premier League, I think they do count them. I'll have to double check the rules. Champions League, I think they count as well. World Cup, fairly sure they count. So, you know, I'm comfortable with it. If they're not smart enough to do it themselves or defend against me doing it, that feels like a them problem rather than a me problem. So this is what Ben put on Twitter. So this is from season 1, the last one that I won. So I got 14 goals from open play. Foxy only got 4. Ridiculous. 14 goals from open play, but overall, second top scorer in the whole tournament. 8 goals from corners, so better than everyone else at corners. 2 from free kicks. 7 from long throws. Not the highest from long throws. 1 from penalties. It doesn't matter where the goals come from, as long as you're scoring the goals. And we're very good at corners again, because we've got SMS. We've got Koulibaly. We've got Chiellini's good at getting on the end of a corner as well. These are all big guys who are good in the air. Free kicks. SMS can hit a beauty of a free kick. Long throws. We've got the Chiellini to SMS long throw. And I had a couple of lovely penalties from David Alaba earlier today. He can hit a penalty nicely as well. So open play goals are for losers, really. That's my thoughts on it. Oh, goodness me. People on Twitter saying Kev's team is bad, just don't want to see Kevy 6 times. I know. Bless him. They don't understand how the showdown works. That's all it is. Who do I play when I practice for the streamer showdown? Myself. Just play myself. I'm not looking to... I mean, I've always said the sign of someone who's definitely not going to win the showdown is that they build their tactic to counter other people. So I don't sit there playing against what I think everyone else is going to do. I just use my squad against random teams and just get my team playing the way I want them to play. So I'll play against all sorts of teams and just get used to my team playing the way my team want to play, or I want my team to play. So I'm perfecting my long throws. I'm perfecting my corners. I'm perfecting my attacking movement. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to change anything to suit my opponents. I'm going to play my way, and then the onus is on them to counter me. Only losers look to counter the opposition. I dictate the play. Right, we are playing Football Manager again tonight. It's been ages since we've just done a full stream of playing the non-League to Legend save. If you want the story so far, you can get that by doing !story down in the chat. The very quick version is, we're 9 seasons in. We started unemployed. We previously managed Llanelli and Clyde, and now we're at Sheffield United. This is our first full season, and we spent £100 million. If we don't get promoted, we're going to fail FFP. So we have to get promoted. We're 9 games in. We're 4th in the championship, 1 point off the top. We are a good side, but we'll just have to see just how good we are. That's the key question. And the other thing, of course, make sure you are sorting out the Vikings thing. We want 185 Vikings by the end of Sunday, and I'm going to dye my hair. To get involved, all you need to do, !Vikings in the chat. That'll give you a link to download Vikings War of Clans on iOS, Android, or PC. You just download the game. It's completely free. All you need to do is download it for free, play through the tutorial. It takes you about 5 minutes to play through the tutorial, and then you'll have a nice little animation come on screen, and it will tell me you've joined, and you get added to that number. And if we get to 185 people by the end of Sunday's stream, I'm going to dye my hair. Dye my hair. Can I get Sheffield bankrupt? No, because you can't get bankrupt in Football Manager. We've talked about this so many times. You can't bankrupt teams in Football Manager. It is not possible. I could probably force them into administration, but I imagine I would get sacked first. We need another 77 someones. Exactly, and that's easy because we got 90 that first night. That first night when we were, and bear in mind I was streaming to like 120 people all evening because we were playing Vikings, and we got almost everybody who was watching that signed up. If we can get to a few hundred people over the course of this evening on here, 200-300 people watching, which would be the norm. I don't know how many people are watching at the moment. But if we can get to those kind of numbers, I think we should be able to find another 70 people, because the other incentive you've got, if we get to 185 tonight, that means the widget won't be there during the showdown at the weekend. So once we've hit 185, that's job done. That's our stretch goal. Once we hit that, we don't have to worry anymore. We can get rid of the animation and the sound effects. Oh, that's a lovely free kick. Can we also have can one of the mods set up a poll? Because we signed Stephen Stone in the Bourne video today, and looking at the comments and looking at Twitter, there's a very much a generational gap on whether you immediately thought of Steve Stone off of Nottingham Forest. That's Nottingham Forest, not Notts Forest. Nottingham Forest. Steve Stone, the bald guy off of Nottingham Forest in the 90s, or Stephen Stone, the Pokemon gym boss guy. It seems the old uns go for the forest guy, the young uns go for the Pokemon guy. I want to know what kind of age group we've got in here. So if we could have a poll that just has forest guy, Pokemon guy. I want to see who we've got more in. The counter says 135. Yeah, it's 185 is the big stretch goal. If we hit basically the different levels of target are the different pay levels on the brand deal. So if we get 135, I get more than if we don't. If I get 185, they'll pay me the maximum. And that's the point when I'll dye my hair. There's no mods in. Have I got to do my own modding? What the hell is this? Oh, Ugh. Who's been subscribed the longest out of everybody who's in? Should I mod somebody? How do I get a list of who's here? I want a list of who's here and who's been subbed longest. Trying to see if there's any names that stand out as people who've been here forever and usually behave. And then we need to destroy some mods, I think. I'm going to just do the poll myself. Twitch. Actually having to go to the Twitch website to create my own poll. This is hideous. Stephen Stone. Forest guy. Pokemon guy. See how old you lot are. Sorted. Right, the poll is up and running. On Twitter, it definitely seemed to be there was more people who knew the Forest guy, the footballer. Make Fleming a mod. Is Fleming in? Making Fleming a mod is a good shout. Mod Fleming 77, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. We have a new mod. Congratulations! I'm so young, I'm unaware of both of them. That's amazing. Ah! Substitutions. Can we have another goal, please? Please, sir. Can I have another goal? Should we do a double substitutions? Stevens and Short. Our backup strike partnership. We've got some good players in this squad. You can tell we spent a lot of money on it. Now we should have a rule where Fleming now has to choose one of the old mods to destroy. Welcome into the mod team. You have to kill one of the previous mods. That crossed the line. Filth. I've got itchy eyes or crying eyes or something going on in my eyes. I can't decide if it's because I poked my eye with chili on my fingers. Or if it's just hay fever, but I've been taking hay fever tablets for like a week now and it doesn't seem to be fixing my itchy eye and my runny nose. So I guess maybe the tablets I bought off of Amazon maybe aren't as potent as they could be. Buying medication off of Amazon's fine, right? I don't really know why I'm buying it at all. I have a prepaid prescription thing for all my blood pressure medication. I could just add it to that and it would cost me nothing. Right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. God, no. Live stream the mod killing. Oh no! Hideous. The real bearded teacher, thank you very much for the sub. Although your sub did coincide with us. Dave's just let himself in. Did coincide with us conceding a goal in a game we wanted to win. So I'm not blaming you, but you know, it looks like it's pretty emphatically that you lot know the Forest guy more than the Pokemon guy. It's 80-20 at the moment in the poll, which is what I would expect. I mean, I didn't know about the Pokemon guy. I've played most Pokemon games. I've never watched the cartoon. Watch the real nerds going, it's not a cartoon, Kev. It's an anime. That's how nerds start their sentences. But Steve Stone, the former Forest and England player, who was bald from the age of like 23. I agree, anime are cartoons. But when you spend as much time around Comic-Cons as I do, you know not to just casually call it a cartoon in conversation. Because you'll get the brigade turn up in their t-shirts with scantily clad Japanese cartoon women on. Oh! Oh! Kevy became a Viking. Thank you very much. We were off the board. We're off the blocks. We've started for this evening. Passed over being a mod again one day. Beagles, were you even here? I might make Beagles a mod as well. That way we can always have some mods in. I am going to kill some of the previous mods though. Should we do a live mod culling? Smoothman's not a mod anymore. We're going to kill Smoothman. I've had enough of him. But how do I get my mod list? Mods. Oh god, we've got so many. Right, who are we getting rid of? Oh, there's loads. Right, Smoothman's done. He's never even paid for a sub. Sides became a Viking. Clates is a mod apparently. When did I make Clates a mod? Who else? See, you've got the old school Kyle, Shady, the artist formerly known as Kanga, Matt, Alfie, Rob. When are any of them and when are any of those people in the stream? Ever? Okay, Kyle was in the other day and Rob's been about. But still. Make sure you don't demod anyone who might have photos they shouldn't have. Very good point. Very good point. Nothing to see here. Nothing's happening. Welcome back to the mod team. Smoothman. I need to kill some of them. Too many mods. Shady owes you a lot of rent. Exactly. His computer breaking nearly bankrupted me. You mods don't know what you let yourself in for becoming mods just before Showdown weekend as well. This is when the real nonsense happens. Showdown weekends. Bum 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 bum. I think we should get a vote on if we need new mods. I don't think we need any. As long as we've got... all I want is a couple of mods in every stream. I guess we just need enough, so every stream I ever do, there's at least 2 mods in. Have we got a Kevy 6 times emote pre-made? I don't think we have. We had the 5 times one ready. I don't think we've got 6 times ready. We might have. I'll have to check. I probably have already been sent it. But, I mean, we do need to get it ready. Because, obviously, it is inevitable. I just don't know how I'm going to redo the photo. It'll have to be like this. I could do this. That could be my new pose for 6. What am I going to do when I get to Kevy 11 times? Am I going to have to get my wang out? Oh, by the way, boys and girls. Exciting upcoming brand deal. You see that? You see what that says? Little preview of my Manscaped deluxe kit that I've got lying around. Coming soon to the vlog channel. Kev's Bald Balls. Gotta unbox that and give myself a trim tomorrow. So if I'm constantly itching on Saturday, then their balm doesn't work. Oh dear. But I've been saying for years, I mean, I talk about my balls so often, it's about time I got paid to talk about my balls. So pretty soon I will. Don't go ordering it yet. I've not got a code yet. All they've done is sent me the stuff at the moment. I've still got to make the clip, send it for approval, then they'll give me the discount code thing or whatever it is. It won't be in this vlog, Clumsy Tomato. Clip of what? The little ad read thing that I'm going to do. I'm probably not going to film my testicles. I don't think that's allowed on YouTube. What I might do is do a really intense close-up of my face while I'm trimming my balls. So all you can see is my face. And hear the buzzer. Oh. Amazing. Yeah, just my face as I remove my own testicles. Because I'll level with you, at 38 years old, I've always had hairy balls. So this is going to be new for me. It's going to be like having Right Said Fred in my underpants. We're all about the 90s bald guy references at the moment. Like having two Steve Stones. Omar Bogle? Are you serious? I'm not signing Omar Bogle. Is he actually any good? Because he was a terrible footballer. No, I've got some standards. I'm not bringing in Omar Bogle. You should do a voiceover of commentary close up to your face. Someone became a Viking. Thank you. When you made the kids, you didn't shave your balls. Look, back when I was young, when I was making children, someone became a Viking. Unrelated. Back when I was making children, men were hairy and sweaty. We didn't have clean... sorry, let me rephrase it. We had clean balls. We didn't have clean-shaven balls. And we didn't wear deodorant. We did wear deodorant. I feel like shaving your balls is very much a thing that's only really come in this century. Back when I was making children. Exactly. I mean, we're going back nearly 20 years. I was making children, someone became a Viking. I know. Look, I can't be in control of when you lot become Vikings. This is what people watching the England game are missing out on, this kind of content. Shaved balls hurt. The hairs grow there for a reason. Well, that's a big old box. I believe there's some creams and lotions and potions in it that presumably will stop any ball hurting. Vikings didn't shave their balls, that's true. If your shaved balls are hurting, you aren't doing it right. These are all quotes that I'm going to use in the promo when I record it next week. Just going to have these comments flying around my head. Derby are not having a very good season. They're down in 20th place. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, boys. Oh, that should have been in. I mean, I haven't read the rules of the brand deal yet. Maybe I don't have to do my balls. Maybe I could do my chest. I've never shaved my chest either. They just itch a bit when the hair regrows. I'll just put some beard balm on and beard oil. Oh dear. Plus, I won't regrow. I don't have to send the shaver back. I hope it's not the one they send around to all the YouTubers. Oh god. So I can just keep them short, keep them tidy. Beard on my face, hairless everywhere else. I have been working on my Streamer Showdown tactics. I've even been playing around with the asymmetric one that we were looking at last night. That is actually quite tasty. I don't know if I should... I think it'll blow the lowdown's mind if I go in with a custom asymmetrical tactic. I'm not sure they'll be able to cope. I actually think Curtie's brain will explode. Come on, boys. Let's have another goal before half-time, please. Oh, we're going to as well. We're going to as well. Oh, so very close. Who do I see as my biggest threat in the showdown? Dupe's got the strongest squad, I think, apart from me. Dupe got double luck. It's Dupe's to lose. If Dupe manages to not win it from the position he was given first draft pick and got the best wild card allocated to him. So he got the perfect scenario. So he got to draft the most sought after player, Lukaku. I would swap Lukaku for SMS right now. No question. Wouldn't even hesitate. So he's got the two best players. He's got Lukaku up front, Van Dijk at the back. It's his to lose. But he will lose because I'll beat him. Why did I take SMS? To mess with Foxy. And he is the best midfielder in it. So, you know, there's reasons. Is Lukaku OP in FM? Yeah, he's a very, very good pressing forward. What has just happened there? And why is Ollie Watkins playing for Derby in a championship relegation battle? How's the soon-to-be six-time champ feeling? He's feeling good. Feeling very good. That's terrible defending. Ugh. Right, come on, boys. Sort your lives out. Imagine if someone good got Dupe's squad. Oh, my word. Doing a Barcelona save to see how good Fatty is. I can tell you, he's pretty good. Either wing, up front, he looks impressive. He's very, very quick. Doesn't lose the ball very often. Having a front three of Belotti, SMS, and Fatty is Ansu Fati. I know football, honest. Yeah, having that front three is dangerous. Am I happy with my wild card? Yes. There's only obviously I wanted Van Dijk, but if I didn't get Van Dijk, I wanted Alaba or Kimmich of the 9 that we've seen. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy. I would have hated to have got someone like Harry Kane or Haaland or Neymar, because they would have, they're good enough that you kind of have to play them, but they do not fit into the way I want to play, and they would unbalance everything and ruin the squad. And to get someone like Laporte, I think Lee got Laporte. It's just a bit meh. I mean, he's a good defender. I wouldn't turn him. If someone offered me him in exchange for whoever my third choice centre-back is, Elizondo, I'd obviously swap him. But I wouldn't. Nobody was going to waste a wild card on Laporte at all. Who made the mistake of going for Ronaldo or Messi? I think Ben's got Ronaldo, Lee's got Messi. I feel like you could squeeze Neymar in. Yeah, I mean, possibly Neymar. But that would be in place of Fatty. Who's SMS? Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. But nobody can say or spell his name. Is anyone keeping track of the Lowdown's post-draft predictions? By my count, they've been wrong every time. Brilliant. Can't wait to see Belotti get more goals than Ronaldo. My first test game earlier, Belotti scored 4 goals. That was just in a standard 4-2-3-1 gegenpress before I started messing around. Belotti was outstanding, but SMS did nothing. It was just all around getting the ball to Belotti. Who was tipped to win season 1? I don't know. Not me, that's for sure. No, nobody could go. The draft was just Serie A and La Liga. So nobody could go for Mr. Dortmund kid. Ronaldo and Messi are decent picks this time though, because the wildcard thing means it was one less player for the same budget. I still maintain I'd rather have Pedro than Messi. Just because of the impact on the rest of the squad you get by spending 3 times as much. Messi isn't 3 times better than Pedro in the game, before you all call me a moron. In Football Manager, Messi is not 3 times the player Pedro is. So he's not worth 3 times the price. Right. Ding, 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 ding. That all looks good to me. I don't know if anyone else has noticed. Selection Advice is rotating my team because we've got so many good players. I've obviously never had this this evenly balanced a squad before, but it is rotating the team from game to game, which I think is adorable. I don't know if that's new for the update or if it's just I've never had the right balance of squad before. On Wakefield save first season was so hard, 6 games left, bottom of the league. Yikes. Yikes. Come on, let's have another goal, shall we? Over the line, referee. That was over the line, referee. Shh. Anyone know when FM's likely to go on sale? What, as in at a discount? It's been on sale quite a few times already. At Christmas, it was cheap. They'll probably do one. There'll definitely be discounts for the Euros, I'm sure. Probably for the end of the season. But it's available on Games Pass now for free. I imagine there'll be a spell where it's available for free on the Epic Store again. They'll probably do a free weekend on Steam at some point. There'll be lots of discounts between now and the end of the year, but I would suggest if you're after it now, there are ways to pick it up for 25 quid. Using my link, for example, I think it's still just under 25 quid. I haven't actually looked for a week or two what the price is, but there's still people buying it. I occasionally get the notification for you saying someone's just bought FM21 through your link. So there's definitely people still using the link, so it's still a decent price. Did you send Miles the clip of the goal that wasn't for home? No, I figure someone. There are people from SI who watch my videos. They'll have, if they care, they'll have seen it. There's quite a few of them who watch the videos. So if it needed to get in front of Miles, it would have got in front of Miles. How? Oh, disallowed. That's right then. What new features do I want in FM22? People ask me this every year, and every year I don't really know, because I always think the game is brilliant as it is. I don't necessarily want new features. There's just a few things I'd like cleaning up a little bit. But they did that this year, and everyone moaned. Where's the new features? Where's the new features? Well, they've just done some improvements, but I think some of the improvements need not reversing back to what they were before, but they just need a few little tweaks here and there. Like, I no longer miss fitness percentages or any of that stuff. I thought I'd really miss that. Don't care about that anymore. Quite like the new way. Can't really imagine going back to percentages now. But I'd like to be able to have the league table on this screen, for example. The little overlays you used to be able to do. Loved them. Miss them. Miss the fact that you can't see the attendance during the match. And these aren't features. These are just little quality of life things that need fixing. Long throws to be made more OP. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the being able to select all when you're trialing players. Although apparently that's deliberate, because you used to be able to do it, and it got deliberately changed so you couldn't do it to stop people abusing that screen, which seems odd. It's a single player game. If you want to abuse that screen, abuse that screen. If you don't want people to abuse certain things, stop providing an in-game editor that people can buy. It seems odd. That's where they draw the line. I'm not sure how true that bit of feedback I got was. I think that was through one of you lot, saying, well, Miles said, and I've not actually heard him say it. What's the Vikings thing? The Vikings thing is people downloading Vikings War of Clans. Do exclamation mark Vikings in the chat. It'll give you a link to download Vikings War of Clans on iOS, Android, or PC. It's free to download. And then if you play through the tutorial, which takes about 5 minutes to do, you add to the counter at the top and help pay Kev's rent. Which I'm pretty sure that's what we're all here for. Everyone's here to pay Kev's rent. That's certainly why I'm here. And I assume that's why you're here too. We are not only losing, we're losing, and we've got a load of tired players. So I mentioned that rotation was happening. The only problem is I don't think the rotation's any good. I might need to focus in a little bit more on the team for a minute, because it's compulsory promotion this year. Posture check. Ooh. Need to make contracts more realistic. The problem with things like that is it's not sexy enough to be a feature. It's something they can tweak. But if they came out and said more realistic contracts, people are like, and what features have you added? Wang! Oh, lovely pass from Wang. I'm definitely not here because I can't go to the pub. Well, if that's why you're here, I hope the pubs never reopen. I need you lot here more than you need to be in the pub, probably. That might be true. People might dispute that, but I really need you lot to be here because of the aforementioned rent that I have to pay, which is utterly unreasonable, really, that I have to finance my own life, but I do. And now we're losing, which makes it even harder to. You had to rate Twitch, the LOLLUJO YouTube, and the Vlog YouTube channel in order of enjoyment. What would it be? I mean, it depends. Enjoyment-wise, Twitch is probably the most enjoyable. Unless we're doing something spectacular on the Vlog channel. The Vlog channel can be brilliant or terrible. Like, we got a free holiday to Centre Parks because of the Vlog channel. We got to go to Disneyland because of the Vlog channel. These are much better than, as much as I like you lot, being able to take my family to Disneyland, infinitely better than playing Football Manager and chatting to you lot. Sorry. So at its peak, the Vlog channel can be amazing, but on a day-to-day basis, it's such a grind. So most of the time I don't really enjoy it, but when it's good, it's really, really good. And the Football Manager channel on YouTube, I like it. I enjoy it. It's what I spend most of my time doing. It gets a bit lonely at times because I don't have anyone to talk to. But I enjoy the process. It's certainly the best job I've ever had. But Twitch, I just like being able to chat and hang out. What's the best thing you made on each channel? The best thing I've made on each channel? I guess the best thing I've done on Twitch, I still think the best thing I've done on Twitch was the A Way Out stream me and Anna did together, where we played through A Way Out together. Only about 30 of you watched it because it wasn't Football Manager, but it was brilliant. The best thing I've done on YouTube is probably Apollon, just that series as a whole. And the best thing I've done on the Vlog channel is probably the Disneyland videos. FNC number Wang. Thank you very much for the sub. Any response from the holiday company wanting the brand deal? I mean, no. I'm not expecting a response. I didn't name them and shame them. I will never work with them. It was Disneyland Paris we went to. Which, to clarify, we paid for, but we wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for the... basically, we paid for the trip, but then the videos we made about the trip then paid for the trip afterwards. I knew how popular those videos would be, and those videos got so many views, they pretty much covered the cost of the trip. So we took a bit of a gamble going on the trip, but then the videos that we made paid for it. So it was effectively free. Are you able to say where the holiday was? If you don't know the story, I put on Twitter that I got a holiday company that will remain nameless got in touch about basically offering me a free holiday to go to... It was some Mediterranean island of some. I didn't read in too much detail. I think there were a few options. Your typical sort of Spain, Spanish islands, that kind of area. But offering us a trip there, obviously in exchange for vlogging it. And I just replied with, there's a pandemic on, and the government have just announced £5,000 fines for leaving the country. If you're suggesting I claim I'm working when I take my family on a free holiday, I'm not accepting that. That's not a good enough reason to put people's health at risk. So I thought it was really scummy. And then you contrast that with Center Parcs, who we were going to be doing another trip to last year. But it's now indefinitely postponed because, and quite rightly, and I have massive respect for Center Parcs for this, when they had to close for the pandemic and then reopened, when they reopened, they made a decision that they weren't going to do any free influencer trips while the pandemic was going on, because they were working on a limited capacity. They wanted to prioritize their paying customers. They wanted to prioritize health and safety and, keeping the place nice, and they didn't need some joker wandering around with a camera. And brilliant. Absolutely spot on. Probably a scam. It wasn't a scam. Why not name them if you won't ever work with them and you disagree with their policies? Because what I don't want to do is get a reputation as being someone who calls out companies, because it then discourages other companies from approaching me. And, that whole paying the rent thing does rely on companies working with me. So I don't want to get a reputation as someone who's difficult to work with. So I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to make things difficult for them. But I have told them I won't work with them in the future. Did I see the streamer showdown reply to Manny? I did. Hydrate. Yeah. But yeah, Center Parcs are brilliant. You should all book a Center Parcs holiday. I'll certainly be booking a Center Parcs holiday. The mug company. Yeah, but I didn't name who the mug company were either, did I? When I showed you the dodgy mug that was sent, I didn't say this was sent by this company. I just showed you a funny mug that they'd got wrong, but I didn't say this mug was made by this mug manufacturer. Do Moonpig even make custom mugs? I don't think Moonpig do creator stores, do they? We're doing all right in this game after a couple of defeats. Center Parcs are booked in Cumbria in July. Boom, boom indeed. Boom indeed. Gum company, not mug. Yeah, exactly. 3-0 up after 20 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, I see. I see. We haven't had a new Viking for a little while, boys and girls. I thought you wanted me to dye my hair. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. I'll put on a crown. There you go. This is now your king speaking. I implore you to put ! Vikings in the chat. Oh, sorry, this is still a king's message. Download Vikings War of Clans on iOS, Android or PC. Play through the tutorial, which only takes you about 5 minutes. This is all free to do. Only 5 minutes of your time. And each person who does that, it pays me more than a sub at the moment. So if you sat there just about to subscribe to the channel, save your £5. Do Vikings instead. It costs you nothing. Takes you 5 minutes and you can keep your £5 this month. Come back next month and give me a £5. I'll take your £5 next month. But this month, I'd rather you did the game because it pays me more. I hit gold for the Streamer Showdown on Sunday. We've got to get to 185 downloads before I die it. A long throw's going to work in the showdown. They will for me, yeah. Money grabbing monster. Look, I got bills to pay. Was I a money-grabbing monster when I was a teacher and insisted on getting paid for that as well? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm looking for the news clips of you talking about Andy's situation recently. Do you have any idea if it's available on YouTube? No idea. No, I don't have the links, really, at all. Sometimes I get sent them, sometimes I don't. I can probably try and find it. I don't think the ITV one has happened yet. I've done the interview, but I don't think it's gone out.
6 times coming soon.
Thank you for the sub, Edge Mark. 9 months. Beautiful. Just joking. You better be. I just got to level 3. Then would that do it? Yeah, that should do it. It will say you've now completed the tutorial, and it will stop telling you what to do. And that's when you know you've done the tutorial. But yeah, it is around level 3. That is for sure. Teachers are in it for the holidays. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I did it. I'm quite open about the fact the reason I became a teacher is because I just got divorced. I got joint custody of my kids, and I needed to be able to be off school during the school holidays when they were off school. It's basically how I got joint custody, because their mum wasn't going to be off during the holidays. So I did it for as long as I needed to, and then stopped. Dun, dun, dun. Where were these goals in that last game when we needed loads of goals, or at least a couple of goals? Brentford are 11th. We shouldn't be smashing this lot, but not smashing the ones before. Chris Roundtree's injured. Is he in? He's picked up an injury. Postema's gone down injured now as well. This is no good. Everyone's getting injured. What do you think, Andy, are we looking forward to once you can get out and about? Churches, trams, theme parks. Do I miss anything about teaching? The main thing I miss, and the longer it goes on, the less I miss it, because Twitch has kind of replaced it. But I don't really miss anything about teaching itself, but I miss having colleagues. Like I shared an office with 2 other people, one of which was Smoothman, so that wasn't great. But I shared an office with 2 other people, so it would just be, you know, we'd hang out. I'd steal his coffee. I'd steal his lunch. I'd steal his stationery. Basically, I got to relentlessly bully Smoothman all day, every day, and I miss that. I really miss that. Plus, for a long time, I missed wearing a tie, but then I realised I can just wear a tie for this. All my working life, I'd worn a suit. It was weird not wearing one for those several years where I didn't own a tie for several years. I had to buy all new ties. When I left teaching, I binned all my ties. I thought, I'm never going to need these again. We're 7-1 up after an hour, by the way. But he doesn't miss me. He does miss me. He's even streaming FM now. He doesn't just miss me. He wants to be me. What's my favourite half suit that I own? I think this one. This was my first one that I got. When I started rebuying half suits. I think this one's my favourite, though. I really like this one. I really like this tie. This is my favourite tie, and it goes with this suit. Unfussy Marrow, 13-month streak. Is that how long I've been back on Twitch? Over a year. I have never, in my 5 years of content creation, I have never before consistently streamed for more than a year at a time. I always do it in little bursts of a few months here, a few months there. I think the Streamer Showdown's got a lot to answer for. 13 months of streaming consecutive. Am I wearing tracky bottoms? I'm wearing shorts. Hold on. I can show you my bottom half. Oh, shorts. I have like 5 pairs of the same shorts that I just wear pretty much every day. So when the doorbell rings during the day, I go to the door in full Brian Robson mode. Suit on the top half, shorts on the bottom half. I haven't worn a tie for 20 years. I have a drawer full of the things. I have no idea where they keep coming from. Yeah, I used to have a drawer full of ties when I was teaching that I'd accumulated over 15 years of teaching, and before that I was a financial advisor. And it was just when I left teaching, or when I... What is that? That was like 2 noises at the same time. Beagle's giving me bits for making him a mod, and someone became a Viking. And someone else has become a Viking as well. Tidderil has become a Viking. Yeah, when I left work, now I've got more bits coming in. Oh no, it's not. It's Raiders. That's the same noise as bits. It's only the Chesneyans. Welcome one and all to the Chesneyans. Oh my word. How are we doing, boys and girls? Are you ready for my long throws this weekend, Ches? Panjango, thank you for the sub. Oh, I'm so looking forward to my long throws. Chiellini with his 19 long throws, his low flat bullet throw player trait, and SMS on the end of them. Oh, I've been tweaking it all day. These long throws. Chiellini consistently hits the far post with his long throws. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. You thought you had it bad last time. But yes, as I was saying, boys and girls, you caught me mid-story about a tie. This is the time to join the stream. When I left work to become a full-time wang, aka content creator, an influencer, when I became a full-time influencer, I threw away all my ties. I had two choices, and I still think I might have done the wrong one. Now I've got loads of ties again because I threw away all my ties. The other option was I was going to have a tattoo of the date of the last day I worked for someone else, because it's always been my dream to not have a boss. I don't mix well with others. You might have picked up on this in the Streamer Showdown. I'm not good at being told what to do. I don't follow instructions very well. So not having a boss has been the greatest thing ever. So I was going to have the date of the last time I had a boss tattooed on me, but then I didn't because I chickened out because I thought, what if this all goes wrong and I have to go back to work in 6 months? Am I just going to have another tattoo of the date being crossed out and a new date underneath? Yeah, the day your life crumbled again. So I thought just throwing away the ties is easier to turn around if I ever want ties again. So I bought new ties. That's the summary. I mix well with Zealand. I don't think he would think so. I still have Teddy, Ben, and Zealand from win number 5. This is Little Ben. You haven't met Little Ben yet. Little Ben's purple. Little Ben's getting ready to make his debut this weekend. This is Little Ben. Look at him. Looks just like him, doesn't it? Just like him. He's fluffy like little Clates. Whereas Little Jack is hairless, as you know. I like how you've added Wang to your Born in the USA team. Oh, yeah, you got to have a Wang in every save. Do you, Saturday night, want to win the league and get the extra player from the wildcards left? I am thinking, maybe. As long as there's no chair. If there's a chair up for grabs again, I'm not interested. If there's no chair, then it would be nice to go into the knockouts with an extra forward. What I don't want to do is do it and then get Trent or someone. Like, oh, good. Another fullback. Because I've got 4 fullbacks in my squad now. Really don't need any more fullbacks. But, you know, Mbappe presumably is still up for grabs. So the prospect of winning the league and getting Mbappe to use in the knockouts it is tempting. Now you have the new ties, you need to get the tattoo. Yeah. I would like more tattoos, but I'm really tight. You wouldn't think it to look at all the rubbish I have behind me. I'm really tight, and I like the idea of tattoos. I would love to have more tattoos, but they're so expensive. I'd like a sleeve, mainly because I've got a horrible tribal thing on this arm that I'd just like a full sleeve to kind of cover it and mask it. But I'm not paying hundreds of pounds for tattoos. I'd rather have the money. I'd rather splurge it all on Bitcoin. So unless I can find someone who wants to give me a load of free tattoos, I don't think I'm getting tattoos anytime soon. Is there a little Ches? I'll find a little Ches. I've got enough Ugglers to make a little Ches. I've just got to remember who's who. Apply for tattoo fixers on Channel 4. That's not a bad shout, actually. I had a regen called Potato once. Never seen that name since. That's a shame. Do I watch Formula 1? No. If I wanted to watch cars being driven fast, I'd go and hang out on the bypass. I almost named the bypass then. I've done so well for 6 months not telling you where I live. And I very nearly said the name of the road. Oh, my word. 10 showdown wins and Kev gets a tattoo. The only way that's going to happen is if I stop donating the winnings to charity and put them in Kev's tattoo fund instead. Are you in on Bitcoin? I'm incredibly tempted. I've got a little bit of Bitcoin. Not a huge amount. I'm a little bit, as an old man, I'm a little bit skeptical of having too much in Bitcoin. I've got a few different cryptos on the go, but it's only a small amount. Did you see in America you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin? Yeah, not only that, when it was announced, a Tesla cost less than 1 Bitcoin, which is insane. What crypto do I have? I've got like 60-70% of it is Bitcoin. I've got another 10-15% of Ethereum, and then the majority, and then like 4 or 5 of the smaller ones that I've got maybe 2 or 3% in. Not very much at all. Like less than like 50 quid in these tiny ones. Just a case of maybe a little over. I'm not sure exactly how much. I don't check it very often. I try not to look too often because I'd get tempted to sell, and I'm very much of a mind. I have a set amount of money that goes into there each month, like I do with my other investment bits, and as long as I don't look at them, I won't get tempted to sell them. And the idea is just pile the money in and just leave it in there. The best piece of advice someone said about Bitcoin will crash at some point. Yeah, it will, but then it'll go back up again at some point too. The thing with Bitcoin, people always say, when should you sell Bitcoin? And the best piece of advice I got about that, I forget who it was who said it. It was in a YouTube video. The best time to sell Bitcoin is never. Just keep it long enough so you can spend it. Eventually, 5-10 years down the line, it'll just be completely normal. The currency will completely settle down. The volatility will go away, and it will just be a currency. Someone became a Viking. So I'm putting in a small amount of money each month now with a view to leaving it in there for the next 5 or 10 years, having it grow in the meantime, and then I'll have it to spend at some point. Someone became a Viking. So yeah, I'm not buying it with the intention of selling it. I'm not into timing the market. As they say, it's time in the market, not timing the market. And that goes for anything investment-wise I do. If ever any investment I ever buy, it's with the idea that I'm going to own it forever. Or at least until I retire. Football index crashed and burnt. Lots of people lost their life savings. Well, not wanting to be that guy, anyone who had their life savings in football index is a moron. I mean, seriously. I'm sat here talking about crypto and being a little bit nervous about my exposure to it. I've got less than 10% of my total portfolio is in crypto. So even if every crypto collapses and they all end up completely worthless and we write it off as a bad job, at worst, I lose 10% of what I started with. Which is fine. I mean, don't invest money you couldn't bear to lose. You got to know your own risk, attitude to risk and stuff. Do I have money in any index trackers? The bulk of my portfolio is in an S&P 500 index tracker. And then I've got little bits in other bits and pieces as well. Dev knows what he's doing. He's fine. They didn't give me that financial advisor certificate for nothing. What's one of those? It basically gives you exposure to the whole stock market, or the whole of the top 500 companies in the US is the S&P 500. So you own a little bit of each one of those companies. So your value will go up and down according to how the stock market as a whole performs. So the idea is it smooths out your returns. And over time, if you go back over 10, 20, 30 years, you struggle to find a 10-year period where the stock market as a whole hasn't gone up considerably. So rather than trying to be clever and do day trading and pick individual stocks, you just do a whole of market index tracker, leave it in there for a long time, and at the end of it, you're probably going to have more money than you had to begin with by quite a long way. I'm not in any rush. I'm only 38. Any money that I'm investing is money I don't need at the moment. It's money that, I don't have a pension. Well, I've got like 5 years of teacher pension. But other than that, I don't have a pension. I don't own any property. So this is my retirement money that I'm investing. So any money I invest I don't plan on touching it until I retire, whenever that may be. I put money in a wishing well every month. It's going to pay up big one day. That seems very wise. Why not? Oh, I've already done my substitutions. There are other stocks that perform good long term. The only problem is you got to pick them. Someone became a Viking. And if I was smart enough to pick the winning stocks all the time, I wouldn't have been wasting my time having a job. Someone became a Viking. So, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't got the time to study individual companies and individual stocks to work out where the winners are going to be. And I'm not smart enough to time the market properly. I'm just smart enough to know I'm not smart enough to beat the index consistently long term, because I'm just not. And I don't want to gamble my retirement on, am I smart enough to beat the average, when the average is going to give me more than enough returns to have a comfortable retirement. You pick stocks successfully, that'd be my job. Exactly. Kev will never retire. I don't want to retire. I don't ever... I've talked before about how the 4-Hour Work Week is the book that changed my life. And that talks about just taking lots of mini retirements. There's a book called The Simple Path to Wealth that talks about your goal should be to accumulate FU money. And then you can work when you want, but you never have to. I would like to think by the time I'm in my mid-50s, I'll be in a position where I can work when I want, but I don't have to work. That's my idea of a retirement. I enjoy what I do too much. Even if I stop doing YouTube, there's books that I want to write. There's other things that I want to do. So I can't imagine, unless I get so sick I can't work, I can't imagine I'd ever give up work entirely, but I want to get to the point where I don't have to work. That's what I mean when I say retire. Get to the point where I don't ever have to work again. But at the end of the day, if I'd have had a crystal ball and I'd just piled everything into Tesla and Bitcoin a year ago, I'd be retired now. Or perhaps that's a bit extreme, but I'd be a lot closer than I am. But how could I have known a year ago that it was the time to pile into Tesla and Bitcoin? I don't like the thought of a Kevless YouTube. It's... Well, I can't imagine I'd ever stop YouTube completely. YouTube would have to go away or ban me. Tesla's higher a year ago than now. Didn't Tesla split their stock though? This is why I don't pick stocks, because I don't pay attention to it that much. I just hear rumblings. I don't actively follow any of this stuff. And I've got a pretty big Tesla exposure in my S&P 500 tracker. It's like in the top 5 stocks in that, I think. Hydrate. If you shave your balls, they might ban me. Let's hope they're paying me enough to shave my balls so it doesn't matter. They're not. If only. How old were you when Dave wrote the Lazy Students Revision Guide? That was when I was teaching, so that would have been... How old am I now? Like a year and a half before I started YouTube. Because there was a couple of years where my harebrained scheme to get rich was going to be writing. And then I wrote that book. And it was a bestseller. And it was like, oh, well, I've done that. I'm no longer motivated by this. I need a new harebrained scheme to get rich. Let's start YouTube. So it was like... I started YouTube in 2015. So I think I wrote the book in 2013. So 2013, I would have been 31 when I wrote the book. And I haven't written a book since. So I should probably write another book at some point. But I can't really write a book when I'm making 100 YouTube videos a month or whatever it is I do. It's probably not that many anymore. So it's not that many anymore because I'm not daily vlogging anymore. But it's certainly 60 YouTube videos a month probably. When I say I wrote a bestseller book, it was the bestseller in the education section on Amazon. I mean, there's a big asterisk next to it being a bestseller. But I mean, over those 6 or 7 years, I probably made about 10 grand off of that book. It was a nice little secondary income to have. Only that's 10 grand over the course of 6 or 7 years. I was never going to be a full-time writer. And I've sold almost no copies in the last year because there's been no exams. It was self-published. I wasn't with a publisher. Still got 10 years to write a bestseller. Good to know. All bestseller lists have big asterisks. Absolutely. That's why I mean, I've got the screenshots on my phone still. Because when you get to #1 in any of the Amazon charts, you get a little orange tab that says #1 bestseller. And when you search for I think it's for all products. It's not just books. But I've got the screenshots of my book with #1 bestseller in the little Amazon orange font next to it. It's just so cool. What do I want to write a book about? I want to write my cookbook. I've got ideas for 3 or 4 novels that I want to write. I keep meaning to write a book about like Andy's story / our story, like the story of the vlog and before, I guess. I want to put that in book form. I want to write about YouTube. There's lots of things I could write about. How do you get involved in the S&P 500? I mean, I do it through... if you're in the UK, I don't know. This is not financial advice. I have a stocks and shares ISA through Hargreaves Lansdown, and then just pick the funds that I want to invest in through that. Write a book about the art of the long throw. Yeah. You should write a spy novel about a handsome YouTuber who solves football crimes. Well, surely the spy would be the partner of the handsome YouTuber. He's a YouTuber by day. She's a spy by night. The Adventures of Anna the Spy. Vanguard is... I mean, I use a Vanguard fund through Hargreaves Lansdown. The reason I use Hargreaves Lansdown is because they've got an app and Vanguard don't in the UK. Otherwise, I'd go directly with Vanguard. But they don't have an app that actually works that I've been able to find anyway. So I use the Hargreaves Lansdown app. Well, I go under the pseudonym The One-Armed Swan. Maybe. Maybe I will. Did Anna put together the... What is the... Not sure what that means. Turing quiz? What does that mean? I don't know what any of that means. Why is it written by Dave Chapman but has a picture of my lovely face? It's such a long, boring story. Basically, that wasn't the first book I wrote. Me and Sheepdog wrote a couple of books. Oh, I think we wrote 4 or 5 books to be like companion books to our podcast that we were doing at the time. And we wrote some fiction together as well. we experimented with doing like sitcoms in book form, where we did episodic fiction through Kindle when Kindle was first really breaking out as a thing. We'd do like a novel length story that it would be released in 6 episodes, and you get an episode each week, and then you could buy it together as a paperback book afterwards, but you could get it episodically on Kindle. And all of them were written by me and him under our real names. But one of them in particular, it's a zombie comedy, and it's full of swearing and gore and just not at all suitable for kids. And at the time I was working as a teacher, and I knew I was writing a book about study skills that I was then gonna give to students, and students would find out about it. And I didn't want students to find my revision book on Amazon, and then when they click on the author profile, also find this book that I've written that's full of swearing, because I didn't think it looked very professional. So because they were written under my real name, I thought I'd use a different name for the book that the students would see. None of this was planned in advance, because if it had all been planned out in advance, obviously I'd have used the pseudonym for the stuff I didn't want people to see, because the brand I have now as Kevin Chapman is family friendly. And the old zombie books and all that fiction, none of that's available anymore. So, yeah, that's why. And if for me to change my author name on Amazon, I'd lose all my reviews, and then I'd lose my chart positions and stuff. So I can't change the author name. So any books about education I ever write will all be written by David Chapman. Alan Turing broke the German code system in the war. GHCQ put together a code breakers quiz today that should take 7 hours for a code breaker to solve. Awesome. I didn't know about that. That sounds awesome. First live I've seen of yours, Kev. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Welcome along. I thought you taught Dave to read and write. Yeah, that's the short version of the story. How do you market a book? Do you just write it and put it on Amazon? I self-published it. The main way I marketed it is I sent previews out to schools. I offered any school who asked for it could get a free PDF copy of it, and the PDF copy had a link for where people could buy the paperback. So that was quite a successful thing. I should probably do that again now exams are coming back. And I had a mailing list that I'd built up over some of our other books, and I had my podcasts, and I've been on Twitter for like 12 years. I always say, when people say how long did it take me to get to 1,000 YouTube subs, I had 1,000 YouTube subs before I released my first video, because I'd already spent years building up an audience from all these other things. So my mailing list, which doesn't even exist anymore because I just do YouTube now, so I don't bother with a mailing list. But I had a mailing list with probably 300 or 400 people on who were just interested in Kev stuff. You never wrote a swearing book. Stop lying. You don't swear. This version of Kev doesn't swear. My first podcast, Best Thing From, I think I dropped at least one C-bomb every episode. That was full sweary swearison. I stopped swearing when I became a teacher. David Chapman's the alternate universe me who never quit teaching. Exactly. And he's probably written like 5 or 6 sequels to that book. And he's now going to quit teaching to become a full-time author. I'm having more fun than he is, though. Best Thing From was great. Still occasionally listen to it. That's awesome. What team do I support in the Premier League? I don't support a Premier League team. I'm a Peterborough fan, and that's it. Your book's got good ratings. It's a good book. That's why. Oh, look, Ches is still hanging around. Boo. Just because Ches is a Cambridge fan, but Cambridge is so bad he has to support Chelsea as well. Posh are good enough to sustain me on their own. I don't believe it. I'm Scottish. We swear as a pause, but I don't swear in your chats. It took me a long time to teach myself not to swear. I don't swear much off camera now because I've trained, certainly streaming, I've had to train myself to not swear. I don't even know why I don't swear when I'm streaming. I'm not a teacher anymore. I've not been a teacher for 4 years. I can swear if I want, but it kind of became my brand that I don't swear, so I don't swear. Does David Chapman have 5 Streamer Showdown winners medals to his name? I don't know. He probably has. What's the education book writing equivalent? Oh, that was a fan day. Beautiful. Did we just score 5 goals on a fan day? I'm good at Football Manager. I mean, it doesn't get said often enough. I'm very good at Football Manager. Why swear when you can say wang? Exactly. That's part of the fun now. The main reason I don't swear now is because I get to use all of my alternate swears, which I think are much more fun. It's just a 1 minute to get all the swearing out of your system. There isn't really any swearing in my system anymore. It's just, I don't really swear. What do you think about the Pope? We don't talk about religion and I don't swear. And those podcasts aren't available anymore. Oh, that's one for the ones who've been around here. That was in like 2009. I made a podcast where we talked about the Pope. Anyone who listens to MGP, that was in the first annual Google Zeitgeist Review of the Year show. The Google Zeitgeist Review of the Year show actually predates the MGP podcast that it's now on each year. But the very first Google Zeitgeist Review of the Year show was the year the Pope came to visit, and we talked about the Pope for a little bit. Don't care if drop an F-bomb. No. Why? Don't swear, you'll ruin the illusion. Get the bleeper ready. Exactly. Yeah, now I've got a bleeper. Definitely no need to swear. I'm so afraid of accidentally swearing as well that now, even when I press the beeper, I don't actually say the swear just in case the beeper doesn't work. So I just mouth it. I'll go like, but I didn't say anything there. Look, I'll do it without doing the beeper. See? No swear. A lot of people writing you off in the Streamer Showdown. What do you say to people writing you off? Just laugh at them. Bless them. They're a bit simple, aren't they? Have they not watched any of... It's good to see that the Streamer Showdown is still bringing in brand new viewers this far into its run. If there's genuinely people writing me off, I love the fact that they're brand new and have never seen a Showdown before. It's brilliant. Yeah, that's... Fred's hit the nail on the head. I must have said that before. I allow myself Simpson swears. Simpson swears are okay. If they can say it on The Simpsons, I can say it in content. Although I don't say the Simpsons C-bomb for some reason. I don't really know why. But they can say there's the Simpsons C-bomb, which is much lighter than the normal C-bomb, and I don't say that either. Was it the same Pope as the current one? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. I know nothing about the Pope. What I do remember is not long after we recorded that video where Sheepdog really laid into the Pope. We were propositioned, but not propositioned, that's the wrong word. We came face to face with 2 nuns in Peterborough. We were not propositioned by nuns. That means something different, Kev. My brother just started playing FM. Now he's starting to watch the Streamer Showdown. Doesn't know what he's in for. He is in for a lovely old time. That's what he's in for. Don't think they were real nuns. I mean, they were walking into a cathedral. Which does beg the question, why were we walking out of a cathedral? And I don't even really remember. I don't know why me and Sheepdog were in a cathedral. It might have been our graduation. We did both graduate. Like I say, we graduated at the same time. That's where we met. Not at our graduation, at university. We graduated at a cathedral. Peterborough Cathedral, no less. Why are we offering this guy a new contract already? Seems a little bit premature. I did, though. Beagles is at Watford. Should we bring Beagles in to celebrate him being a mod? He's on the loan list. He'd be our 6th best right winger. Seems like a bargain. I think what we might do... He's worried about his work permit and feels he will be unable to play for the club. Why? He has a work permit. Why would he now not get one? He had one before. Can you loan me out to give me some playing time? You are playing your tool. I'm not going to terminate your contract. We paid $4 million for you. I'll tell him I'm going to loan him out. I ain't loaning him out. He's played 12 games this season. Right, let's see if we can... Oh, for goodness sake. We're going to have to sell him. Sven, why is everyone coming to me at the same time? What are all your problems, you numbskulls? This guy, this is how much we overspent in the summer. We spent $5 million on him and we've never used him. And I didn't even know who he was. All right, Sven, how you doing? You're not really good enough, are you? Hydrate and posture check. That's the last of that. Good job, I've got a can of beverage in front of me. There you go. That's that dealt with. CJ wants me to check on his youth player. My girlfriend's doing a PGC at Cambridge at the moment. Any tips I can pass on? Main tip is just insist on a work-life balance when she gets a job. The PGCE, if she's... I mean, it seems brutal. If she's good enough to be a teacher, she'll cruise through the PGCE. It's relatively easy. What is difficult is once you get the teaching job, this is your player, CJ. He looks pretty good. Once you get the teaching job, it's forcing a work-life balance. There you go. You went to Chelsea, CJ. Don't be one of these teachers who leaves every day with a trolley full of books to mark at home. I never, in my 5 years of teaching, I never once took work home with me. I did all of my work within the walls of the school. So that's the key thing. Force work-life balance, or she'll just get broken by it. Don't work at weekends. Don't work in the evenings. The other teachers will try and tell you that's what you have to do. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that. The most frustrating thing I used to witness every day as a teacher was groups of teachers sat around in the staff room drinking coffee, complaining about how busy they were. I mean, I never sat in the staff room drinking coffee because I was working, so I didn't have to work at home. Why is it tactics works and all of a sudden it will stop working? As soon as you change tactic, you start winning again. Happens a lot. I don't know. It's just a weird thing in Football Manager, isn't it? Sometimes, because they like to make out that the opposition figure you out, and they absolutely don't. I think there's just an invisible counter in the background somewhere that's like, he's been using this same system for 38 consecutive games, keeps winning them. We need to make him lose a few, so it looks like the opposition are figuring him out. But then if you change it, it's like, oh, he's responding to being figured out. Brilliant. And then usually you have to go 2 or 3 games to reset the counter, and then you can go back to the original tactic and it resets the clock. If you just switch for one game, you'll still lose when you go back to the other one. Which I can kind of understand that. I very much doubt they've got complex machine learning AI built into Football Manager where the opposition can actually figure out what you're doing. So they are going to fudge it a little bit. Speaking as a coder, obviously not as good as these coders, but that's what I'd do. I'd fudge it a little bit like that and try and hide the fudging. But you play the game enough, you figure out how to unfudge the fudge. Maybe you should have taught the teachers how to do the work, then they wouldn't have kept moaning. Once I was a head of department, I did. With my staff, my boys, my boy, Smoothman. But I wasn't, I mean, you know, if the English department want to take exercise books home every day, then it's just, it was always English teachers. English teachers always seem to be the ones who'd never had a real job. They went from school to university, back to school again, and they just don't, they'd always be the ones who'd get offended by my emails. Because you know what I'm like. I'm blunt and to the point and direct. And, oh, do English teachers get offended by it? You can't talk to me that way! I literally was completely polite, but just Didn't put please and thank you and have a great day at the end. He sent me this email, but he didn't end it with have a good rest of the day. He sent me this email, but he didn't start with hi, how are you? He didn't say hello. He just went straight into, that's because I come from business. In business, you don't faff about unless you're talking to a customer. If you're talking to a colleague, you get your email done in as few words as possible because you're busy and you need to get on to whatever you're doing next. I don't have time to start every email with, hi, Sue, hope you're having a great day. By the way, can you... No, just, Sue, your mug's in the sink again. Deal with it. That's not rude. Oh, Sue. Oh, Sue. Get your damn mug out of the damn sink. ICT teachers have it easy. I wouldn't know. I was never an ICT teacher. Sue's middle name Karen. Might be. Not rude, just blunt. Yeah, exactly. I haven't got time to faff about. And this was in my first school. I wasn't allowed to do it in my second school that I worked at. But in my first school, I lifted an email reply directly from the 4-hour work week, designed to improve efficiency. And it was just an autoresponder on my emails. And it read something on the lines of, in the effort to avoid time wasting and improve my efficiency, I now only check my email once a day at 4 p.m. If you need me urgently, come and find me in my classroom. Otherwise, I'll reply to you after 4. Oh, that ruffled some feathers. They didn't like that at all. But my head of department who I reported to thought it was brilliant. She loved it. But yeah, some of the other staff. There was even an external one as well. So when parents emailed me, it'd have the same email, but it would just say, phone this number if you need me urgently. Otherwise, I'll reply to you this evening. It was a little more politely worded, but still the general gist was, I'm not checking email during the day. You were working after work when you answered them. I wasn't. At that school, it was an academy, and our school day didn't finish until 4:30. But I never worked last period. It was weird. They had 2-hour-long lessons, but my day always finished at like 2:30. But I couldn't leave the building until 4:30, so I'd check my emails at 4 and then be stood next to the door at 4:25, waiting to get out of there. My PA says I'm too blunt on emails and customers love when they get an email off my PA. She does chapter and verse. Well, yeah. You don't have time for that though, do you? If you had time to do that, you'd be a PA. Is my link to my FM on here somewhere? It is. I think it's !FM or FM21 or something like that. Someone will find it for you. One of the mods will dig it out. Who has a PA? Exactly. I don't have a PA. I'd like one. I have an auto reply if I'm CC'd saying that thank you for emailing. As I'm in the CC, I assume this is for my information. If you'd like a more urgent response, please email me direct or call me. And then those emails go into a to check folder. That's brilliant. That's just efficiency. That's really good. But I can guarantee Sue, the English teacher, would be reporting you to the head teacher for being rude and unprofessional. Because Sue is a wang. But I find the time in my diary for home at 11 a.m, born at 4 p.m, so I need to cut down the emails. Spot on. Dun, dun. I've had issues with it with the admin team. Yeah, I can imagine. But I don't see the problem with it. Did I have students playing FM? Not during my lessons. There were a few students who found out about the channel. Certainly once I handed in my notice, I told every student about it, trying to drum up business. There was this one kid who found my channel really early on when I only had about 2,000 subs and used to mock me for only having a couple of thousand subs, even though he didn't even have a channel. But he'd mock me for it. And every now and again in a lesson, I'd just say, look, we're up to 5,000 now. I think by the time I left, I was up to 10,000. I really hope every now and again he just checks in on me. I just want him to turn up in the chat saying, I'm that student. All right, well, I'm laughing at you now, aren't I? Art Academy's made when the school's gone to rubbish to remove the problem children. That's not quite how they work, but yeah, the academy I worked at was 3 basically 3 failing schools, all closed and combined into this one mega school. It was one of the biggest academies in the country when it was built. It's like it was all in one building. It looked like an office block from outside. Really modern and shiny, glass walls on all the classrooms. It was a really nice building. We do need some more Vikings, Paul. You raise a very good point. If people want to see me dyeing my hair, we need 185 Vikings by Sunday. So if you want to help dye my hair, you're not helping dye my hair. If you want to help getting through us to the point where my hair will be dyed, !Vikings will bring you up a link in the chat that'll allow you to download Vikings War of Clans for free on iOS, Android, or PC. It's a free download, and then all you have to do to contribute towards the number is play through the tutorial. It takes you about 5 minutes to play through the tutorial, and then you'll get a little animation on the screen telling us you've become a Viking. You're added to the count, and then if we get to 185 by the end of Sunday night stream, I will be dyeing my hair a colour that we will agree on at some point. Somehow. I'm not sure how we'll decide on the colour. My favourite teacher at school was a science teacher. All the other teachers used to send their naughty pupils to be torn apart and reduced to tears. That's brilliant. Dye's a problem. You could use coloured hairspray and it won't last as long. I mean, that might, depending on when I do it, that might be what I do. Or there's coloured waxy gummy stuff that I was looking. I guess it depends on, do we want a really vibrant colour that will be relatively short term? Because I am going to meet Andy's new school in a couple of weeks. I can't go in with purple and green hair. Or do you want me to do like a permanent dye in a more subtle colour? Like I could dye it blonde. Dye it black to troll everyone. That's not a bad shout. Just gone away and looked at the S&P 500 and stocks, and to be honest, it's blown my brain. Do you have a video on this? I don't have a video on it. I would recommend Ali Abdal has a good video on investing for beginners. Meet Kevin is a good channel that talks about money, although it's very US focused and more property focused. Graham Stephan's a good money channel. Andre Zik is a good money channel. I watch quite a lot of finance stuff on YouTube. Mr. Money Mustache is a good blog. I could do frosted tips. Like you dye your hair after going to the child's school. I could, but you know, I'll be driving him to school then, and I want to make a good impression and stuff. I think I want to do it beforehand, and if it's ridiculous, have it gone before he starts. But if it's frosted tips or blonde or grey, I don't mind just doing it and leaving it. Let it grow out. My hair grows quickly anyway. Andy has a school sorted. Sort of. We've got a meeting with a school in a couple of weeks, which hopefully will lead to him being offered a place. Which is why I don't want to go in with pink hair. Blonde hair and beard. I am not doing a blonde beard. Dye it blonde, but leave the beard the same. The thing is that I've only ever dyed my hair once in my life. When I was a teenager, I bleached it and it went ginger. So I don't know if it'll actually go blonde. It might just go ginger. There's a lot of ginger in my family. When I was younger, my beard was ginger. But it seems as I've got older, all my hair's got darker. My beard's got darker. And now I've got the grey hairs coming through in the beard. So, will I be dyeing my hair, or Anna or Amy? I mean, Anna or Amy will do it for me, I imagine. I have no idea how to dye my hair. Everyone thinks their hair grows quickly until it looks bleep. But mine really does grow quickly. It'll be fine. I don't mind it looking silly for a month or so. I was going to say do the beard Hollywood Hogan style. I don't think I'm accurate enough to be able to do it. That takes some skill and accuracy. As a first-time hair dyer, I don't think I should be trying to just have a blonde moustache and dark everywhere else. It would just look an absolute mess. Wickham bottom with 3 points, are they? Fantastic. Oh dear. You pretend to be a supervillain. I can't even read the rest of that out. It's too painful. Someone asked me in the comments on the replays on YouTube the other day if you like giving me bits to drink my drink. I had to explain how channel points work. So I think they thought I was a monster making you lot pay me to drink. I didn't dare tell them about the time you all paid me to drink a glass of water. Lukey J became a Viking. And now we will hydrate. When we did the stream with Benno, posture check. And I can't remember if it was money or gifted subs or whatever it was. I just know money changed hands in exchange for me effectively just drinking a glass of water. And Benno was much better at doing it than I was. You got a young daughter. I'm sure she'll be able to help you go full Hulk Hogan. I'm not shaving my head. What are the cucumbers like in the new area? They're all right. All the time we paid to... I forgot about the time you paid to see a cucumber. Yeah, not even to eat it. You just wanted to see a cucumber. You lot are mental. Talaus became a Viking. Thank you very much. Brian Kerr is the worst commentator voice ever. Makes matches so boring. Not sure I've ever heard Brian Kerr as a voice. Or in any other context. Voice or no voice. Right, Sunderland are top of the league. So this is going to be a bit of a tricky game, I think. Embrace the bald, Kev. I'm never going bald. I'm nearly 40 and I still have thick hair and no sign of any receding hair, no bald spot on top. My dad's bald as well, so I'm quite impressed I've somehow managed to miss the bald gene. I'm pretty sure if I was going to go bald, it would have started by now. I'll be completely grey within 10 years, I should think, because it's already starting. This is the secret reason why I want to start dyeing my hair now, because then I can... Oh, look, I dyed it brown. Hair and beard, all brown, all over. And I'll keep doing it forever to hide the grey. I can't be a grey-haired YouTuber. How many hours have I got on FM21? Loads. Hold on, we can actually check that, can't we? Where's Steam? A few. One or two. 1,189.3 hours on FM21. A game that came out in November, boys and girls. Lucky hairy man. That's what my barber says every time I go. And we just scored a lovely goal. I think grey will fit you. I think in day-to-day life I'll suit grey. But I don't think it will do me any favours with trying to appeal to the younger audience on YouTube. If you turn up and it's just this grey-haired old man in a suit, I don't think there's going to be many teenagers subscribing to the channel, are there? Fiery Chariot became a Viking. Thank you very much. My dad's bald. My brother is 32. But my brother is, but at 32, I've still got a full head of hair. Hopefully, missed the bald gene. Good work. Is digital me fit or still injured? You're back, I think, or you were back. You might be injured again. This is embarrassing. I have more hours than Kev. Yeah, but if you're not a content creator, you probably will have more hours than me because I have to turn it off to edit the videos and do all the other bits and pieces. If I was furloughed or if I was working from home at the moment, FM would just be running 18 hours a day. What you used to say to him, that yeah, the barber will never see me again. Not just because I've moved, because I don't need a barber anymore. I've been cutting my own hair for a year now. I might become a barber. Watch the vlog from last year. Your beard's way longer. Yeah, I've deliberately grown it longer. I think it looks better longer. I think it makes my face look thinner. It's not only longer, it's much longer here than it is anywhere else. So it elongates my face. I watched beard tips on YouTube for how to make my face look thinner. So yeah, I grew the chin bit a little bit longer and then try and blend it in on the sides to give me a more angular look. Even though I'm a big fat man with a big fat round face, but the beard can hide it nicely. I figured, thank you for the subs, by the way. Top left Andy and Josh, thank you both for the subs. We've just lost a player to a red card. But I figured if I'm going to cut my own hair, I may as well learn to shape my beard properly as well. For years, I'd just put the beard trimmer onto, like, I don't know, whatever, a setting somewhere in the middle, and then just gone all over it as if I was shaving and just left it as that. As I was learning to cut my own hair, I figured let's learn to do the beard properly as well. Stop judging. I've not got FM open on the laptop all day while working from home. Look, I've had jobs in the past where I've had FM on all day whilst at work. It's not a big deal. My beard's so patchy. Just keep growing it. The patchiness goes. Everyone's beard's patchy to begin with. You just have to unpatchy it. Kev, I think this might be the first red I've seen you get. Been here for months. I get red cards quite a lot on YouTube. Maybe not so much on Twitch. Maybe I just don't mention them very often. I think I get quite a few red cards. Oh! I thought I was going in. When I work Saturdays, FM comes with me. Back when I used to be a financial advisor and I had an office, people never understood why I always had two laptops. I'd have my work laptop and I'd bring my home laptop in, and no one ever questioned. People must have known what I was doing, but I'd have the home laptop on with FM running all day, and then if I had a client come in, I'd just close the home one, but the game would still be running, and then as soon as they were gone, FM would be open again, and I'd just get on with my admin stuff or making phone calls, and just FM would always be on. Heavy two laptops, exactly. Why would you not? How's Chiellini's long throws? Oh, they're a thing of beauty. He regularly hits the far post. They are sensational. You lot are in for a treat at the weekend. Chiellini's long throws with SMS in the middle. It causes havoc. And the best thing is, no one else is going to be able to do it because no one else has got anyone with that kind of long throw. So it's gone from everyone abusing long throws to me being the only person who can abuse long throws. Watch Chiellini get injured in the first game now. And then I'll really have to decide. I mean, I won't use my lemon wipe on Saturday regardless, because I'm too cool to use my lemon wipe on Saturday. A lemon wipe is what you use before the second leg of the final. So I'll save it for then. But yeah, if Chiellini gets injured, I'm going to have a problem. When I worked nights and Security FM was on all night for 12 hours. Yeah, why wouldn't it be? If anything, when you're doing something like that, it's going to help you stay awake, isn't it? I know when Anna does nights, she's not allowed to have a laptop with her. Not that she'd play FM anyway, but she just has to kind of sit there passively watching stuff to keep her awake. Not that she's just sat there watching YouTube all night, but you know, it'll be on there for the in-betweeny bits. So yeah, I'm much more likely to fall asleep if I'm just watching something than if I'm playing something. Win the league and have 2 lemon wipes ready. I am toying with the idea of trying to win the league this time. Currently working nights from home. Can confirm FM is running all night long. That's really interesting. What are you doing working nights from home? Why does it have to be nights? I need more information. FM was a lifesaver for me when I did nights. Absolutely. What made you leave being an advisor? The financial crisis in 2007, 2008. I specialized in mortgage and protection. And all of a sudden people weren't buying houses anymore. So, yeah. Joanna's boss is having a word with her. I mean, to be fair, the office she's in, when she's doing that, has a TV and a radio and stuff in there. They're kind of told, do what you have to do to keep yourself awake for when you needed. mum was a nighttime carer for years and they used to play cards to stay awake. FM seems more fun. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a pretty normal thing on a night shift, doing stuff to keep yourself awake. IT support, but we do shifts. That makes sense. And I don't tend to want to win the league, but with the extra wild card, has that changed my mindset? The wild card, I'm not that bothered about because I always have a wild card going into Saturday and going into Sunday anyway. I've never used my wild card in the league, and I can't imagine. Not my wild card, You're asking about wild card, not lemon wipe, aren't you? Reverse back, yes. The extra wild card absolutely has made me more interested in it. So yeah, I am pretty intrigued. Is Anna a ninja? A ninja spy, yeah. My partner used to take our PS4 to work and play Skyrim all night when she was a carer. Don't give Anna ideas. We'll be buying an extra PS5. Is Alaba kind of bad? No, Alaba's awesome. Alaba gives me so much flexibility. He can play central midfield, left back, centre back. He gives us the option to play a back three. He gives me the option to do the asymmetrical system that we looked at on last night's stream. He's a real top tier box to box midfielder, so he's another option in there. No, Alaba's great. Like I said, if I wasn't going to get Virgil, Alaba or Kimmich, just for their versatility, they're the wild cards I would want. Because they can play anywhere. I mean, they're basically the reverse of each other on each side. They can play anywhere in the defence or the midfield along that side. Alaba often plays Cam Foster in real life. You can play anywhere. There you go. You need to go for the league and win on Sunday. Take FNG's bragging rights away and force him back for season 4. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to play in season 4 yet. I might, you know, I told them to serve me up some fresh meat. I come back for season 3 and it's just same old, same old. If they're not going to take me seriously, I'll throw my toys out of the pram again. Take my ball home for season 4. Cum wants to be a star player. Sorry, Cum. There you go. You can be a star player again. We are looking good, boys and girls. Top scorer, second in the league. Pack 3. When did you become Spanish? Well, not when I was doing the draft last night, because I went almost exclusively Serie A. Go start your own showdown. I could do. The streamer hoedown. Really wish you could be a pundit on the lowdown. I'd like to do it at some point. I might do that in season 4, he says. I mean, I'd have to be asked. I'd like to. I'm sure I'll get a go at the lowdown at some point. Obviously, there's fewer people on the lowdown and it's harder to squeeze everyone in. And I do enjoy keep winning. Maybe one day, perhaps when I win my 10th showdown, I'll retire from playing in it and I'll just do the lowdown and the breakdown and the hoedown, which will be my own show that I add as part of it. And I'll perhaps just say, like, right, 10 is enough. I don't want to have to get my wang out for number 11 on the photo. You really want to wear the same shirt and tie as them? Absolutely not. I have already said that. If I am ever on the lowdown, there's not a chance I'm wearing school uniform, which might be another reason why I'll never be on it. I won't be sat there wearing polo shirts. I'll dress as Kev. I have a brand to maintain. Robbie Knox was funny. Robbie Knox was brilliant on the showdown. Robbie Knox is awesome. Dream lowdown. Kev, Ben, Zealand, Curty, and Matt keeping you in check. Poor old Matt wouldn't stand a chance, would he? There'd be fist fights. Maybe when I'm on the lowdown, everyone should dress as Kev. Exactly. Watched Robbie Knox's stream today and he said he struggled on it yesterday. Seemed quite down about it. I thought he was really good. Send him positive feedback from Kev. I thought he was fantastic. His comment about the, what was it he said? About somebody's squad having a nice distribution of heights and weights or something like that. I mean, it's just, that's the kind of world-class insight that no one else has ever done. It was fantastic. Be nice to have someone who knows how to win giving their views on people's drafts. Yeah. But everyone thinks my views are wrong, even though I keep winning. Remember, the narrative now is I only won because of long throws. In case you couldn't see, because you're watching on a phone, there was a big eye roll there. Comment about how you always need a few players with only one name was spot on. Yeah, exactly. You don't get those kind of insights normally. If everyone on the lowdown is too straight-laced, it has the potential to be a little bit boring. Luckily, you always have at least one who's not to bounce off. Like Dupe normally plays that role quite well, of just slinging the gags around. And I think Robbie did really well in that role. Yeah, Gary Neymar as well. He mentioned Neymar Senior. Just, yeah, he was full of gags. It was great. When you get bored of being a heel, you're going back to being a face. Yes. Gotta have my heel run, though. I love being a heel. I think Ben will turn me face at some point. I can't. I think he'll... If me and Ben make it to the final this time, as much as there'll be lots of people wanting to see him win, I just don't think he'll be able to control himself. And I think he'll go so over the top obnoxious that he'll turn me face again by out-healing me. And it'll be like how Bret Hart turned Stone Cold Steve Austin face all those years ago. It'll just be... it'll swing during the match. And I'll end up back babyface. Ben won't make it to the final. All his tweets prove you're already living in his head rent-free. I am. As much as I hate that phrase, I am. Ben becoming the entitled heel feels like the move we all need. Oh, yeah. It will be fun. A bit like Rock versus Hogan. Yeah, exactly. As a non-wrestling fan, I know some of those words. Excellent. Robbie Knox did say he'll probably feel much more comfortable doing the matches. I get what he means. I think it's it was a tough draft to bring somebody who's unfamiliar with the format into, because he won't have known as many of the players. If he'd have made his debut on the lowdown last season when it was the Premier League and he knew all the players, I think it would have been a lot easier. But it was a bit of a baptism of fire coming into a draft where it's pretty niche. I wouldn't have wanted to do the lowdown for a draft like that. You have to do some serious prep. You kind of have to prepare as if you're taking part to know that bunch of players well enough to be able to have something to say about all of them. So, yeah, I think he did really well in the circumstances. But yeah, doing matches is a whole other kettle of fish. Anna's here. What? Are you crying? Why are you crying? Anna's crying about Grey's Anatomy. What is going on? What have you just... If you don't want Grey's Anatomy spoilers from 10 years ago, cover your ears. What's just happened, Anna?
She had a wedding.
Oh, someone shaved their head and had a wedding. There you go. I mean, that was from what, 10 years ago at least?
It's sad.
Oh dear. Poor old Anna. You what? I'm streaming. I've got my Manscaped stuff, look. It even says on the shirt, your balls will thank you.
No.
Shave my balls, shave my balls. I am Kevin, gonna shave my balls. Da, 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 da. Be like having Right Said Fred in bed with you.
No.
My word. Sympathetic, Kev. Yeah, I know. What colour am I allowed to dye my hair when we get to 185 Vikings? She says none, but she knows I'm going to. You need to help me bleach it and then put another colour in it.
You are not bleaching your hair.
Why? Can I have frosted tips?
You're not.
Why?
Not.
But these people are throwing so much Viking money my way. We're going to go pillaging. She's gone. We're bleaching it. Don't worry. Oh, dear. You need to pat Anna on the head. That's a good point. Anna! Anna, come back! Quickly! It's urgent! This guy's not got a work permit, so we're going to loan him out. I think she's coming back. Frosted tips or we riot. Look, there's only 121 Vikings at the moment. It's a non-issue currently. Need a few more Vikings. Right, he can go out and get some game time as he's not got a work permit. Just spill the bleach and mop it up with my hair. The thing is, if I now don't cut my hair until I dye it, I could do frosted tips and then just cut them off. That's cheating, isn't it? But I could. That's not in the rules. Oh, we have a Viking. LOLLUJO's cucumber became a Viking. Thank you. Someone said me and Ches are in the mud. I mean, we're having a lovely time in the mud as well. We're going to win from the mud. Me and Ches in the final. What will you do if the hair colour goes wrong? Laugh about it. Sue you all for making it happen. I mean, it's hair, isn't it? How badly wrong can it go? What ultimately, what's the worst that can happen? Ooh. What the hell is this? Is that the budget we've got now? That might be, that's the current budget. Okay, I'll allow it. I thought they were giving me no money. Yeah, we'll have a new contract, please. 4 years. Oh, I'm the king of Sheffield. Is Anna a Viking? She's not a Viking yet, actually. She probably wants to be Viking 185. Get some coloured wax. I was looking at coloured wax. I think that has the potential to be quite cool. It's a little bit of a cop-out, though, isn't it? You bleach it and it doesn't grow back. That's pretty bad. Why would it... I mean, grow back? What? I'm going to bleach it and it falls out. Is that a thing? I'm not bleaching it then. I'm not risking my hair. I've built my entire podcasting career off the back of bald jokes against sheepdog. There's no way I can become the bald one. So I might just have to full it with... I mean, I've got that bottle of green hair dye. I'm not sure how much it will show up in my dark hair. But... if I just absolutely douse it in green hair dye, there'll probably be bits of green. It'll just look like my hair's going a little bit mouldy. Bleaching can do damage to the roots and cause your hair to stop growing. Right, I'm not bleaching it. I'm too handsome to risk losing my hair. So bleaching is off the table. We're just going to dye it. Get a load of blue dye, accidentally dye your skin instead and end up as a Smurf. Nice. That's what happened to my uncle at 17. Pretty funny. I bet he thinks it's hilarious. Hydrate. Bum, 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 bum. CJ's good at football. I'm devastated. Should we try and sign him? We're not going to be able to sign him. Choose coloured hairspray. It's definitely an option. Coloured hairspray, coloured wax. You can do any of that. Because ultimately, you just want me to look silly. That's the goal here. I don't need to look silly consistently for ages. Posture check. And the thing with coloured hairsprays and coloured waxes and stuff like that is we can go for a more extravagant colour. Holy smokes! FFP! Forget FFP! We're in the championship! We're in the championship! What has just happened? Football Manager does not let you bankrupt clubs. Oh my word, it may as well just come up on screen and say, Kev, you've spent too much money. Here, have some money. A £65 million 1 year sponsorship plus a board cash injection of another £24 million. We've just added, what, 90 million? Believe it or not, we're all right for financial fair play now. We've gone from a massive loss to a projected profit of 23 million for the period. Oh, that's amazing. Money, 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 money. Love it. Everybody's got a price. Fantastic. Right, let's go spending. I've just signed a new contract as well. Love it when that happens. Can I check who's my owner? Ted DiBiase, I think, is my owner. Have a look. Chairman is Paul Reed. I don't know if that means anything. Is he the chairman in real life? Imagine just pinking up my hair before every stream. Yeah, you'd never know. Apart from in all the videos, it's brown and then pink for the stream. I mean, it didn't even say what that sponsorship was. It's so dodgy when the game does that. Is there a sponsorship thing on here? I know we get it at the end of the season. Finances. Is there a way to see current sponsorships? Or do we only get that at the end of the year? Ah, there you go. Sponsorship income. It's there. So we are now top of the sponsorship table. Poor old... This is what we're up against with Home. I think I mentioned it in today's Home video, maybe? That puts a different spin on it. I'm making home videos now. What do you do for your job? I make home videos. That is absurd. That is not a level playing field. I mean, even in the Premier League, it's only the top 6 in the Premier League who've had more sponsorship income than us this season. Such a fix. Look at all these sponsorships. So it's just a general sponsorship of 65 million. Plus we've got these other sponsorships as well. I mean, it's just what the game does. We had it with, I think we had it with Sevilla in Non-League Legend a few years ago. Take over a club, spend like a crazy person, see what happens. I'll tell you what happens. That happens. It happens every time. We had, I think if you go back and watch some of the Sevilla transfer specials, there was like 3 or 4 seasons in a row of Sevilla where we were just waiting for the soft drinks or the financial services sponsorship to come in every summer. And every summer it'd be like a 50, 60 million pound sponsorship. It's the way the game stops you from going out of business. Without spoilers, did administration actually affect Bourne? I don't really know how I can answer that without spoilers. Non-League Legend, you got a Tycoon takeover, whilst in non-league, would you consider turning it into a one-club save? Oh, if I got a Tycoon takeover. Probably, because in all my years playing Football Manager, I've never had a Tycoon takeover. And I think it would be a lot of fun. I probably wouldn't officially make it a one-club save. It would be more a case of, again, looking in terms of realism, how long am I going to stick around for? I'd probably stick around for longer. Like we did at Posh. We stuck around for a long time because there wasn't a better opportunity. How's the cans today? I am on top of cans these days, boys and girls. Where are we? Dave Cam. That's just the one I'm drinking from, and that's the coffee I finished earlier on in the stream. And they're the only 2 drinks in here. I've mastered it. I have mastered it. Any cure for back pain? Afraid not. All I do, and it's never an immediate cure. Lots of lying on my stomach on the bed. That seems to help. This is for lower back pain. Don't stay in one position for too long. So don't sit for too long. Don't stand for too long. Don't lie down for too long. Just generally move around at least once an hour. Switch up what you're doing. Go for walks. And, you know, lift with your legs, not with your back. Is Mrs. Wearmouth not considered a tycoon? She probably would be, but she hasn't come in and taken over the club. Get a hot tub. I'd love a hot tub. My garden's not big enough for a hot tub. We have got one of those heated massager things that Anna has on her recliner chair in the living room, which when my back was bad last week, I was using that every day, and that was helpful as well. Each year in Spain, when Madrid sell the training ground for 200 million to the council and then get the land back for $1 million. Yeah. So I guess there's real world examples of it happening. Will Home promote Mark Wearmouth for assistant manager like you talked about in Home today? Potentially, but there's no reason for the current assistant to be fired at the moment. If we get to the point where we're allowed 2 assistant managers, then Mark Wearmouth is the obvious one to step up. But he's got a lot of sucking up to do. He did the dirty on me. He left. He's now learnt the grass isn't always greener on the other side, but he can't just walk back into his old job. We've moved on. He left us when we were in League One. We're now a championship club. What track record has he got as a championship assistant manager? He's a League One assistant manager with a history of walking out on every League One club he's ever assistant managed, and a failed League Two manager who got sacked within 6 months. So he's got to earn his spot back. I don't care who he's married to. There's always a reason to sack an assistant. Not at the moment. In Bourne, how much were you in debt before admin got talked about? Like 700,000. Big debt. How's Home getting on off camera? I think you're completely up to date with Home. No, I've made tomorrow's video, but I've not gone any further than that. So you're pretty much up to date with them. I'm not going to give any spoilers for tomorrow's video. How's the one-armed swan? I haven't even checked on him all season. I mean, we need to loan him out. We should send him back to Clyde. We should loan him back to Clyde. We should see how Clyde are doing. You will when Mrs. Wearmouth threatens to fire me. If she threatens to fire me, then that's different. But at the moment, she's giving me autonomy. So we're all right at the moment. I ended up going 400 million in debt in my last save. So sad. What? And you didn't get the mysterious sponsorships like we've been getting? Bum, bum, bum. Right, can we hit this 135 Vikings target tonight? Because that'll just leave us with the final stretch goal to do over the weekend. And it's going to be harder for me to keep pushing it during the showdown because I'll be busy doing showdown things. So I think there must be... How many people do we need? Get the contributors thing off. We don't care about that. We need another 13 Vikings to hit that stretch goal tonight. And then we've just got to add another 50 people over 2 streams over the weekend, which is definitely doable. And then you will see me dye my hair, probably looking... I know it'll be annoying because I'll probably look even more handsome than I do now. I'm just one of those people who always looks good. But at least we tried. We tried to level the playing field a little bit. All you need to do to get involved, !Vikings in the chat. That'll give you a link where you can download Vikings War of Clans on iOS, on Android, or on PC. It's free to download. It's not going to cost you anything to do. You just download the game, play through the tutorial. It takes about 5 minutes to play through the tutorial. I mean, it's quicker than that if you don't even read the tutorial, but I actually quite enjoy the game. So I'd recommend reading the tutorial and getting an idea if you think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, 5 minutes to do. It's completely free to do. Massively supports the channel. I mean, I can't tell you how much of a difference stuff like this makes, but if we hit that stretch target, it will pay me more than like 2 or 3 months of Twitch subs. It's a significant thing. It's that much of a difference maker getting these sponsorships. So if you were planning on subbing, maybe do Vikings instead, like someone just has. Someone became a Viking. But yeah, if you're sat there about to sub, I'd much rather you did Vikings instead. You can be a sub next month. Save yourself a £5, download Vikings. It's free, it takes 5 minutes, and it'll put a beautiful smile and possibly some ridiculous hair on this. On this here. Posture check. There we go. Will I work with Raid again? Probably. I mean, they're made by the same people. The Vikings people are the Raid people. They're the same people. So even though the last campaign we did for Raids, the first campaign was really successful. The second Raid campaign went a little bit wrong. The tracking link didn't work properly, but they were good about it. They sorted me out, and they've made sure it's working for this one. So yeah, I mean, this is my 4th campaign with Plarium Games now. So we've done 3 Raid. We did 2 Raid Twitch streams. We did a Raid vlog as well. So yeah, they seem to like working with me. They pay well, so I like working with them. And their games are fun, and it's annoying that their games are fun, because for years I was very much of the mobile games. Actually, both Raid and Vikings are really good fun to play, and it's annoying. Have you talked about who you think had the best draft? I had the best draft. Because I got Chiellini and SMS. So I'm going to be long throwing everybody's faces off. Dupe also had a pretty good draft, because he got Lukaku and Van Dijk. So it wasn't even his draft. He lucked into Van Dijk and lucked into having first draft pick. And I think everybody goes for Lukaku first draft pick. Anyone who was planning on anyone other than Lukaku as their first draft pick, they shouldn't be invited back for 6 months. They should have a 6-month suspension for being dumb. Obviously, Lukaku was the first draft pick. Dupe lucked into getting him, and then lucked into getting the best wild card as well. So Dupe has a double luck advantage. But I genuinely think I've drafted the best squad again. I think all 18 of my players, I'd have no qualms about them playing in the final, starting in the final. And I don't think there's many other people who can say that. Any updates on the Long Throw City shirts? I want to make sure Long Throws work this weekend before I do it. I know they've worked in practice, but if we score 1 Long Throw all weekend and it doesn't work, I'll feel like a bit of a Wally doing Long Throw City shirts. But if we have loads of long throws this weekend, we've got to do the Long Throw City shirts. Oh look, Dr. Benji's in. Was Dupe draft fixed to beat me? Yeah, absolutely. I wish there was a way to fix it. It would be so much fun if they could fix it. I don't think anyone involved could fix it and not make it obvious they were fixing it. It's too hard to do, isn't it? There's no way to fix the draft. And there's not really any way to fix the wildcard thing without it being really obvious you're doing it. Like if everyone else gets world-class players and I get, I don't know, someone not very good. Harry Maguire was the name being thrown around last night. Then fix a draft. It's hard enough to get a draft to not break in the first place. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a miracle the draft runs smoothly. We've done how many drafts is it now? Is it 10 seasons of this? And unbelievably, we've done 10 drafts without a problem. That's a miracle. Let's not worry about fixing it. Based on no metric, do you have a better squad than me? Never mind anyone else. Oh, Ben, you silly goose. You silly, silly goose. Based on the Kev metric, I went through everybody's squads, and as they were being looked at on the lowdown last night, I was counting through how many of those players I would bring into my squad. And I think the most players anybody had was, I think it might have been Dupe, who had 8 players that I would swap into my squad if I could. But nobody had more than that. So on that basis, I've got 18 players I wanted. Therefore, best squad. When LOLLUJO scores 5 long throws, don't come back to Kev crying. What CAs? You have the worst combined CA of anyone. What's that got to do with it? It's not about CAs, is it? It's about the individual attributes and how they apply to the system that I'm going to be using. Oh, tell me you're not basing it on current ability, Ben. Come on now. That's That's like 3 levels below where Kevy 5 times is operating. If you're still just looking at CAs, that was like season 2, Kev. Come on, we're well beyond just looking at all that. We've developed. It gets more complex every time. This time there was one game plan and one game plan only. Get Chiellini for the long throws. Mission accomplished. 19 long throws. The low flat bullet throw is a player trait. He can hurl it to the far post consistently. Long throw city. You thought it was bad when everyone was doing long throws. Imagine how bad it's going to be when it's only me doing it. It's going to be glorious. But we just scored a goal. Hooray! We did a football. We did a football. Bum, 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 bum. Has Ben met Little Ben yet? No, he can meet Little Ben at the weekend when I play him. I don't want to show all the new... obviously, people have already met Little Jack and Little Clates, but I've got to get everyone else ready for the weekend. They've got to learn to be camera ready. Who says it's the be-all and end-all? Don't know what you mean. Are you talking to me, Ben? I'm lost. I feel like that was... I think that was a chat lag thing, and I don't remember what I said that you've replied to. Kev and Ben, who's going to the elimination game? Ches and Foxy. The metric Kev has given me is the Kev metric, and the sheep in his chat believe it. Look, I love my sheep. I tell you what I do. Now, that is important. I now live in an area where we have lambs. I don't think I've ever seen lambs just knocking about in fields until I moved over here. Every day when I'm driving Anna to work, there's lambs. Lambs are awesome. I want a lamb. Lambs are like the best thing. If you've grown up in an area where you see lambs, you don't realise how lucky you are. It's brilliant. Kev has the worst CA, then he should be bottom of the odds. However, I'm almost certain Kev will be odds on favourite. I don't know what the odds are. We won't find out until the weekend. I think I've won one from being towards the bottom of the... is that what the odds are based on? That's interesting. Ben has the best odds by a mile, do you? Oh, God. I mean, you also, similar to me and Dupe, you lucked into the best wild cards as well. Obviously, as a fix, Ben lucked into a good wild card. JPro83 became a Viking. Thank you very much. But yeah, I would have been happy with... If I couldn't get Van Dijk, who I obviously wanted, I would have been happy with Alaba or Kimmich. And you got Kimmich, didn't you, I think? Which is annoying. But I got Alaba, so I'm happy. Boom, 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 boom. In the UK, we'll lockdown end soon. I'm in Australia and I'm fine here. How long is a piece of string? We don't know. We have a roadmap. Looked at the teams and Fuller squad is fairly good and should be a good squad to play. Exactly. Oh yeah, Bruno. Yeah, I would have taken Bruno as well, I guess. Not ahead of Alaba or Kimmich. But if I had to have a more attacking player, Bruno probably would have been the one. Neymar, Haaland, and Kane would have completely messed up the way I play. But I would have been forced into playing them because they're too good not to play. But... ugh. Similar to that time I had Mbappe and it didn't really work. And that time I had Griezmann and it didn't really work. That time I had Aubameyang and it didn't really work. I know which players work for me. Why are we conceding goals? I'm getting this out of my system before Saturday, conceding goals. We're not going to have any of this on Saturday. Starts to open up again the 12th of April. How exciting. Is that when I can go to the gym? Because, not that I'm getting a complex or anything, but I'm starting to get a few fat jokes on Twitter. It stings. Oh, I need to shape. Oh, what a goal! Forget about the fat jokes. I almost choked on my own saliva. Whew. Kane and Haaland would have messed it up. You've got Belotti. Yeah, Belotti's awesome. I drafted Belotti like round 4. Belotti was my man. If I couldn't get Lukaku, it was always going to be Belotti. Belotti's awesome. You're making that silly goose mistake you always make, Ben. You're basing it on real life, not on Football Manager. I've had Belotti in my Leicester save this year, and he comfortably outscored Haaland and Neymar, both of which were in the same Leicester team as him. Belotti was a 40-goal-a-season striker, and Haaland never got anywhere near it. I do normally have more quality up front. I mean, I'll level with you, Ben. The wildcard thing ruined my plan for a striker. Because I'll tell you now what the plan was for the striker. I don't mind Dante Casanova. The plan was, if I don't get Lukaku, I was going to use my wild card on a striker. I was never going for Van Dijk first up. It was always going to be, right, I'll go for Lukaku, and then if I get Lukaku and Van Dijk's still available, then I'll take Van Dijk as my wild card. But if I don't get Lukaku, it was going to be Vardy, Werner or Rashford. But then obviously I couldn't get any of them. So then my next one down on the list was Belotti. So your little twist messed me up a little bit, you rascal. But I think I'll be all right. It's cocky post-draft, Ben. Yeah. Of the 4 faces of Dr. Benji that we talked about on Twitter. Don't worry, it's nearly Sunday, boys and girls. We'll be all right then. It's just what we have to tell ourselves. It's nearly Sunday. I've done the Viking, but nothing came up. It might take a minute or two. If you've ever had it before, it won't count. It is new users only, and you have to play through to the end of the tutorial. So it will tell you have completed the tutorial. This might be you now. Old Hammer became a Viking. Is that you? That might be you. Or if Old Hammer's here, they could probably say how long ago they did it, and then we'll know what the time lag is. Sometimes it's almost instant. And sometimes it takes like 10-15 minutes. You lot think Analyst Ben is cocky, Ben. Not like this chapter misread the situation. Now, Ben, we've appointed 2 new mods tonight. And we've been given instructions that everyone has to behave. I'm nothing if not a man who takes feedback on board. I think for a man who drafts excellently normally, this is my worst draft. Oh, it's not my worst draft. It's not my best draft, but it's certainly not my worst draft. There was that time, I think it was the season Tom won. That was my worst draft. That one didn't go to plan at all. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this draft. Like I say, I had my spreadsheet with my top 5 players for each position, and I got one of those players for each position. All 18 spots in the squad. It was one of my first 5 players that I wanted. So I'm happy. I don't really. I think some of you get a little bit too hung up on having those star players, you rascals. We'll be good. I've been reading up on strikerless. I'm going to come in there with my strikerless system. How many goals did SMS score for Lee last time? Who needs a striker? Boom, 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 boom. Problem with you there is I think everyone did. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. We'll be all right. I'm comfortable with what I've got. Frey Bentos became a Viking. Frey Bentos, lovely to have you here. Are you a tinner? I mean, Ben, I don't think we've asked you. Are you a tinner? I think we established Jack is a tinner. Who else have we asked? Niran is not a tinner. We're not sure if the Queen's a tinner. Ben, don't go. We need to know if you're a tinner. If you have a Frey Bentos pie, do you eat it out of the tin or not? Or do you serve it up onto your plate? We need to know if you're a tinner. I think Clates was a tinner. Ben, come on. Come on, Ben. Are you a tinner? Yeah, Azapardi's never heard of Frey Bentos, but has a panini maker. So we learned a lot about Azapardi. I think Joe and Dupe were both tinners. Would never touch Frey Bentos. Let's play a game where you have to touch a Frey Bentos. I wouldn't recommend you touching the tin straight out of the oven. But if you had to eat one, gun to your head, you have to eat it. Now, I suspect that's not the real Dr. Benji FM. If it is, Ben, much appreciated. I suspect that's one of you being a rascal, though. But either way, welcome. Thank you. Dr. Benji FM became a Viking. That's superb. I've never had a Frey Bentos, so this goes over my head. But if you had a Frey Bentos, would you eat it out of the tin? I used to work at a pound shop. I hate Frey Bentos with a passion. Why? I'm a tinner and proud. I'm a tinner and proud. You know, you save on washing up. What happens to Kev points when you predict the score correctly? Take it up with the mods. I don't even know what Frey Bentos was till I searched it. Someone became a Viking. We're getting close now. 128. We need 7 more tonight. And then we just need 50 over the weekend. And you'll see me with coloured hair. The colour is going to be brown. Coloured hair. It's not. It'll be something different. Someone else became a Viking. Thank you. How can you be a tinner and proud? Because tinners are cool, boys and girls. Oh, we're getting a flood of tinners now. Someone else became a Viking. Those of you who say things like, Kev, asking for likes doesn't work. Kev, reminding people to become a Viking doesn't work. I asked you to become... I did the sales pitch for this hour like 5 minutes ago, and now we're getting a rush of them come through. Asking works, boys and girls. Rainbow hair. I mean, is that doable? Need to do what colour her hair will be, to be honest. I mean, just become a Viking and then we'll see. I think that's fair. What does tinner actually mean? It's if you... Would you eat a Frey Bentos pie straight out of the tin, or do you serve it up on a plate first? I sent the link to about 30 people in my contacts on Facebook. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I mean, if anyone else wants to do that, I'm not gonna get upset about it. I only do things if there's a reward, and the reward is Kev can pay his rent. Absolutely. Silver71 uses a plate. I mean, I guess if you're in there, I won't touch Frey Bentos group. You could just apply this to any pie, really. Most pies come in a little foil tray, don't they? So if you're just having an ordinary steak and kidney pie, or a chicken and mushroom pie, or a chicken bolty pie, a mince and onion pie, whatever pies are there, are you eating it out of the tin, or are you putting it on a plate? And as a lot of you are going to be football fans, I would say the vast majority of you are football fans. You're going to eat it out of the tin, aren't you? I eat my pasta out of the pan. What is that, a panna? Is that what we're calling that? If I was to eat Frey Bentos, I'd eat the entire tin, wouldn't even open it. Nice. Can't afford to sub currently, so I'm seeing it as my way of helping. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Tin, tin, tin. Hey! Up the tins. Wang! Beautiful stuff from Wang. Beagles, Toodle Pip. How long we got? We got more than half an hour left for 5 more Vikings. This is doable. He's a good player, Postema. Can we draft him? He'd be handy for Saturday. Out of the foil, so I guess I'm a tinner. Hey, beautiful stuff. That's the other thing that Dr. Ben needs to remember. When I win the league this weekend, which I've decided to do this time round, I think. I'm not fully sure. But when I win the league and get Mbappe for the knockout rounds, he's going to be sick. He is going to be sick. Fair Kev, you work very hard. It costs me nothing to send it to those people. If it helps you out, then I'll always try to help. That's very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Here's the issue. A single pie tinner. What do you do with a family pie? I mean, you're talking to a big fat guy. I'll still just eat the whole thing out of a tin. I'm a chef by profession, but I'd be a tinner at home. Brilliant. I'd like to reveal that Frey Bentos is my second account. Very proud. Brilliant. Kev, we're friends now. You're in my Twitch chat. Of course we're friends. That's how it works. I eat my chips out of the chip pan. Oh, God, don't get me started on chip pans again. Who went and ordered a deep fat fryer after last night's stream? Has anyone done the egg thing? Do not do the egg thing. Only an idiot would do the egg thing. Do not do the egg thing. I don't need to be sued by anyone. Bum, 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 bum. Currently watching from the Burns unit. I love the way you've capitalized it as well. It's the it's not the unit where people go when they get burned. It's the unit that was bought by Burns off of The Simpsons. That was a little bit laboured. You can tell it's getting late. That one was hard work. I got halfway through and lost all commitment to that gag. Can confirm the egg things work. It doesn't work. A family pie is a pie for one, or so I'm led to believe. Exactly. I have a family, therefore I can eat a family pie. You'll be telling me I shouldn't eat an entire birthday cake next. I'm the only one there whose birthday it is. So if I happen to be in the same room as someone who shares my birthday, they can have some of the birthday cake. But it's called birthday cake. It's only for people to eat on their birthday. Have I got a twin called Phil Jupiter? No, he got a twin called Phil Jupitus. And I'm desperately upset that you've just compared me to a big fat guy. He's fatter than me, surely. Tell me Phil Jupitus is fatter than me. He's fatter than me and older than me. He was a fat old man when I was a kid. I'm mortified. Fleming, I'll check on your player in a second. I've got the same birthday as you. Can I get some cake? If you're in the same room as me when I have the cake, yeah. Give out the birthday cake, but insist they keep it until it's their birthday. Yeah, why not? Yeah, Phil Jupitus is the guy from Nevermind the Buzzcocks. He's 58. Exactly. So he is literally old enough to be my dad. 20 years older than I am. I see a resemblance. Because we're both fat guys with beards and glasses. And dark hair. So racist. I don't know everybody with a beard and glasses. Right, who is it? Fleming wanted me to check their player. Fleming is at Manchester United. He's a 23-year-old centre-back. Paid at 31.5 million. Who played 25 times for United last season. But hasn't played a game yet this season. Has he been injured? This feels like a situation where he's not been registered in the Premier League squad. That's interesting. Can we just say he's my dad? I guess you can say he's my dad. He's not my dad. Rafa Benitez is my dad. Because my dad looks just like Rafa Benitez. Right, Owen wants me to check his player as well. Does he look Spanish to you? Yeah, he does. He looks like Rafa Benitez. But I don't look Spanish to you. Right, Owen, you are at Birmingham. You've got an incredible moustache. On loan from Chelsea, valued at £5.75 million. And you're a potential player we could slot in if we hadn't already brought in a name in the game person at left back. We've got Chris Roundtree in there, so we probably don't need you. I've not heard that Rafa Benitez is my dad line in a long while. Yeah. Well, Rafa Benitez isn't as relevant anymore, is he? Sent you a video of a guy doing the egg frying thing in a chip fryer. Don't do it, kids. It's bad. Doesn't work. Or if you're looking to burn your house down, it'll work. But don't burn your house down. Even if you don't really like your house, don't burn it down. Someone else might like it. You just let someone else live there. My dad looks like Edwin van der Sar. He's been stopped on the street and asked for a photo. The guy who runs the caravan storage place where my dad keeps his caravan looks like Edwin van der Sar. So occasionally, I mean, I haven't done this for like 10 years, but when my dad is there collecting his caravan to go on holiday, and the guy who runs the place is there to let him in, it does look a little bit like Rafa Benitez is picking up a caravan from Edwin van der Sar's garden, which is, to me, I mean, that basically makes the holiday for me. It's perfect. I wish I'd seen that in the days where I had a camera phone and I could have just taken a picture of it. Look what I've just seen. Rafa Benitez keeps his caravan in Edwin van der Sar's garden. Do the egg thing. Became a Viking. Don't do the egg thing. Who's the most football manager looking football manager YouTuber? The one wearing a suit, surely? Although I've got a beard. You don't get a lot of beards on football managers. Well, I guess you do these days. Now you've got the young, cool ones. Like Jurgen and Pep. The young, cool ones. But neither of them look like football managers, do they? I don't look enough like a traditional football manager. 4 more Vikings needed for tonight. Sam Allardyce is what a football manager's supposed to look like. And I don't look much like Sam Allardyce. I guess if I shaved my beard and got contacts, I could probably pass as a young Sam Allardyce, which might be the most upsetting thing I've ever said about myself. When you can say that, you know you need to sort your life out. Young, cool ones, despite being 50 plus. They're still young and cool to me. I remember Pep Guardiola as a player. That makes him young and cool. That being said, I also remember Steve Bruce as a player. I don't think I would have described him as young and cool when he was 25. How many subscribers was I on when the Neat and Town save started? Don't know. Somewhere between 25,000 and 50,000 would be my guess. My dad looks like the Brazilian Ronaldo. He can eat an apple through a... What? I don't know what that means. Big Sam's more than a look. It's a way of life. You'll get there. Yeah. I need to stop eating fruit and start eating pork scratchings. My arteries haven't hardened enough just yet. Steve Bruce is not a manager. I imagine Steve Bruce looked like a 75-year-old woman when he was 7. Yeah. I never understood how Steve Bruce got so fat so quickly after he gave up playing football. It was impressive. I think when he was still playing, he must have just had someone follow him around to knock food out of his hands every time he tried to eat. And as soon as he stopped playing, well, Steve, bad news for you. We're sacking the guy who knocks the food out of your hands. So just brace yourself for what's about to happen. Just dropping in to say hi and see some shenanigans. I mean, this is certainly the place for shenanigans. Welcome along. Same with a real Ronaldo, how he looks now. Yeah. After the tutorial from you, link. Do I know if it worked? I mean, it should come through. Sometimes there's a bit of delay. Sometimes they're instant. It's an odd one. This is why Bruce was never capped. They always thought he was close to retirement. I always remember that being a really fascinating thing as a kid. I could never understand how Manchester United's captain had never played for England. It shows what a different world we were in back in the early 90s when you get players like Phil Jones who, you know, he's played however many games for England. But back in the 90s, Manchester United's captain, their equivalent of Rio Ferdinand, never played for England. Madness. Yeah, Gary Pallister got capped. I mean, Gary Pallister was the better defender. But, yeah, it's mad, really, isn't it? When you think of all of the dross that's had England capped since. I mean, Micah Richards was first choice right back for like a year. And Steve Bruce never got an England cap. He was Manchester United captain. Isn't asked enough. Kev, how are you doing today? I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to ask. Andy Cole never got a cap. I find that hard to believe. Andy Cole must have played for England. Well, I guess he was around at the same time as Shearer and Sheringham and all them. But Andy Cole, I think I remember Andy Cole playing for England. There you go. Cole got 25 caps. Cole got 15 caps. Cole scored for England. Yeah, there you go. That sounds about right. I mean, Andy Cole was never the best English striker, was he? He was at a time when Alan Shearer was knocking around, so he was never going to play a lot of games. But I think Steve Bruce has got to be right up there, certainly in the time that I remember. So we're not going back beyond the early 90s. But Steve Bruce is the big obvious one of I'm really surprised he never played for England. Gold71 became a Viking. Even Francis Jeffers has a cap. I know. There's plenty more on that. I can't believe they've got a cap list. Michael Ricketts played for England, didn't he? Was that his name? The Bolton striker? But is there a bigger name than Steve Bruce who never got a cap? Nugent, 1 cap, 1 goal. Didn't Jeffers do 1 cap, 1 goal as well? I'm pretty sure Jeffers got 1 cap, 1 goal too. Who do you rate as the best England player ever? I mean, I can't really comment on England players from before my era, so the best England player I've seen is Gaza. Gaza was outstanding. Someone became a Viking. Is Mark Noble bigger than Steve Bruce? I mean, is West Ham captain bigger than Manchester United captain? Someone else became a Viking. Kevin Campbell was decent but never got a cap. I mean, he was never more than the reserve though, was he? He was like Arsenal reserve behind Alan Smith and Ian Wright and them lot. And then didn't he go to Everton, I think? See, I have football knowledge from before, like 10 years ago. It's not that I've never been into football. It is true when I say I just gave up on football when it got too silly. I used to have all the knowledge these young rascals now have. My 90s and early 2000s knowledge is right up there. Zat Knight got a cap. Zat Knight played for Posh, and he didn't look any good when he played for us. Zat Knight was just known for being tall. Zat Knight kind of got an England cap by default, didn't he? Wasn't it one of those situations where he was called up to the England squad via the under-21s because it was close season, a pre-season friendly, and everyone else who would have got called up ahead of him was already on holiday, but he was still fit because he was with the under-21s, so he just got called up for the sake of it, and that's how he got his England cap. I'm sure it's a story something like that with Zat Knight. We only need one more Viking, boys and girls, for tonight. I mean, obviously, I'll take a few more. It's a head start for the weekend. But one more Viking for tonight gets us to tonight's target of 135. And then we just need another 50 by the end of Sunday. And we are sorted. Matt Jansen. Did Matt Jansen ever get an England cap? Matt Jansen was brilliant. Was it a car crash or a motorbike crash that ruined his career? Kevin Nolan never got a cap. Brian Dean got 2 caps. That's amazing. That must have been under Taylor, surely. He feels like a Graham Taylor England striker. Right, I'm done with this Lineker guy. Give me Brian Dean. Get Brian Dean involved. No more Gary Lineker for me. Brian Dean, please. (4-2-3-1) is a glorified 4-4-2. Big man, little man. Changed my mind. You don't need a big man. It's more like glorified 4-4-2. Quick striker, skillful striker is how I'd compare it. I mean, I guess you could do it big man, little man style. As a United fan, I don't know how Kieran Richardson got 11 caps. I remember Graham Taylor playing Andy Sinton at left back for England, who was an average winger for QPR at the time. I don't even know where he went after QPR. He might have been one of those who was at QPR forever. But imagine an average QPR winger playing left back for England. That's where we were in the early 90s when we couldn't even qualify for the World Cup. Carlton Palmer with 18 caps. Amazing. Sinton went to Spurs. I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. Hey! Hello, FC Mal. Became a Viking, and we've hit the 135 Vikings target. Oh, that target is wrong. It should be 185, not 180. I need to amend that. That's the final stretch goal now. I'm just going to amend it. One moment. Don't want to mislead anybody. Where is it? How do I do this? Trying to remember how to do it without the instructions in front of me. It's complicated. I'm nearly there, I think. Not 184.97, which is what it's just tried to set it as. There you go. That should now set the new target at 185. I don't think it will tick over until the next person joins up anyway. I know naming a tactic Brexit ball is political, but God, I love that name. Goodness me. How long are we playing tonight? We're going to go until about 10 o'clock as usual. Matt Letizia never got a cap. He did. In fact, I vaguely remember both him and Lasso getting called up at the same time. Because they were both Channel Islanders. I think they both made their debut in the same game. I feel like that's pub quiz knowledge I've got. I think Letizia and Lasso both made their debuts in the same match. Now you're going to have to go and fact check that one. David White, David Unsworth, Kevin Richardson and Neil Ruddock got a cap. My goodness. Wiki's getting hammered right now. Look, they're earning their money. I gave them £2 again this year. I read Wikipedia every day. I give them my £2 by PayPal every year to keep them ad-free. And I still get the stroppy message when I log in. Might change some bits. If you're changing bits, you need to change it to make Seahawk United a city. Letizia started in the Ireland game that got abandoned, lost his big chance ahead of the tournament. That might have been the game him and Lasso made their debuts in, maybe. I need this Lasso and Letizia thing checking. I'm certain that's true. We're scraping the bottom of England caps barrel. John Fashion, who got 2 caps. Wow. Hydrate. Will do. Vassell got 22 caps. Madness. John Fashion, John Fashion, who off of Gladiators played football for England twice. People think Letizia missed out because his original debut was the Ireland game that got abandoned. I am convinced that that's the one Lasso made his debut in as well. And I won't move on until you verified that fact. Ultimately, Letizia was great for Southampton, but that's it. He's the kind of player who doesn't work for England. Carlton Cole got 7 caps. Jesse Lingard. See, Jesse Lingard having 25 caps doesn't seem that weird to me because he, you know, he got them all against Manchester United. Sorry, not whilst playing for Manchester United. So if he was good enough to play for Manchester, people might not have rated him, but if he was good enough to play for Manchester United, these days, being English and good enough to be in Manchester United's Premier League squad is enough to qualify you to play for England. You don't even have to be a regular starter for England, for Man United. Pretty much, if you're English and in Manchester United's Premier League squad, you automatically get into the England squad, pretty much. Same with any of the big Premier League teams that have only got 3 or 4 English players. So you're telling me Lasso and Letitia didn't make their debuts on the same day? That's disappointing. What about Steve Stone? What about Steve Stone? Steve Stone was, he was in the Euro 96 squad, wasn't he? Did Dennis Wise play for England? I feel like he must have done. Harry Maguire has caps. People laugh about Harry Maguire now. During the World Cup, Harry Maguire was everybody's hero. When he was still at Leicester, let's not pretend he wasn't everybody's hero during that World Cup. So you can mock him all you like now. How did Harry Maguire play for England? Because at a World Cup we got to the semi-final of, he was our best player. That's how. That's how he played for England. Same with Pickford. Hero in the World Cup. Laughing stock now. Yeah, but I'd never question how he got England caps. Do, 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 do. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, I guess Maguire, once he went to United and got his big salary, he didn't need to try anymore. He's made his money. He's set for life at that point. I mean, he was pretty close to being set for life, I imagine, on his Leicester salary. But he walks into United. We've got Wang and Cum together at the back today, by the way. Yeah, once he signs that Manchester United contract, it's like, I don't need to try anymore. And I imagine some people do have that mentality. Why does Vikings say 135? It won't tick over to the new target until we get 136. Then it will tick over to the final stretch target. Kev, did I swear? I didn't do a swear. What swear did I do? I did a whole speech at the start of the stream about how I don't swear. I couldn't have sworn. Did I actually swear? What did I say? We've just had a red card. I need to know what I said now. We need VAR on whether or not I just swore. I don't think I did. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Ugh, this is frustrating. Come on. That's a new feature I want for FM22. I want you to be able to take a player and put him in the middle of 2 others and it work first time. That'd be an incredible new feature they could add. You think he'd start trying once United got themselves in the title race? Why? If he's only in it to make money, which, I mean, for a lot of people, they only do their job to make money. It's only football fans who romanticize it. If his goal was just to get rich, and then he got rich, don't need to bother anymore. He's not going to get richer if they win the Premier League. The little telly says, no swear. Hey! I want my wingers to stop running to the byline then shooting into the side netting. You need to start playing FM21 rather than FM20. That's an FM20 thing. Depends on if he has a bonus on winning the Premier League. But then again, it depends on how rich he is. He might be so rich he doesn't need to be any richer. Don't make me get Maslow's hierarchy of needs out again. Final substitution. Come on, can we sneak a goal in today? Good Lord, please don't. Look, I will if you're going to push me on it. Bullard had a call-up but never played. Jimmy Bullard, so afraid of me. One day I want to go on Soccer AM just so I can ask him if he remembers me, which he obviously doesn't. He was so afraid. The thing I'm most disappointed about, I can't talk about Mertesacker. I know nothing about Mertesacker. That'd be great. You on Soccer AM. I just want to hang out with Jimmy Bullard. Hey Jimmy, do you remember the time you were using the cash machine outside the post office in Peterborough, and I saw you and yelled Jimmy, and you turned round, took one look at me, and ran away at top speed? Because I remember that, Jimmy. I remember it clearly. I wasn't a big bearded guy at the time. This was in like, when was he played for Posh in like 2000? I was a scrawny teenager. I was probably like, we were probably the same age, me and Jimmy Bullard. So it was just like one teenager yelling at another teenager who's using a cash machine. Oh, what have we got? England versus Denmark, 9th of March 1994. Starting Graham Lasso on debut, making debut in the 66th minute. Matt Le Tissier. I was right. Graham Lasso and Matt Le Tissier made their England debuts in the same match. I remember it happening, and it was notable because they were both Channel Islanders. I'm not sure. I think they might have been the first two Channel Islanders ever to play for England, and they made their debuts in the same game. I knew that. Bullard's in his 40s. Like, he's a few years older than me then, maybe. Bullard has a top speed of 4 out of 20. And this was when he was young and brilliant. I did just change that on Wiki for Kev. Thank you. Beautiful stuff. I very much dislike Bullard. I mean, I only know him from his time at Posh, really. He was brilliant for us. He had one of the worst debuts of anyone ever. We had such high hopes for him because it's not every day you bring in a player from West Ham when you're Posh. And we're like, I think we were probably in the 3rd division at the time. Might have been the year after we won the playoffs and went up. But either way, we bring in this young stuff from West Ham. We got two at the same time. We got Jimmy Bullard. I feel like it was Jimmy Bullard and Tom Williams came in from West Ham at the same time. Or is Tom Williams as old as Jimmy Bullard? Last time I heard of him, he was playing for #United. But Jimmy Bullard and Tom Williams both came in from West Ham, and they were both absolute dross on their debuts. And they both went on to have successful careers. And Jimmy Bullard was brilliant for us. And then we sold him to Wigan about a year later. This was before we'd mastered selling players on for big money. And I think we only got about $250,000 for him. Is Tom Williams genuinely going by #Tom now? Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Oh, apparently #Tom is someone else. That's all right then. Kenny Cage became a Viking. And there you go. We've ticked over to the new target as well. So that is the goal. If we hit 185 by the end of Sunday's stream, you get Kev with fancy hair colour. Oh, we're going to sub as well. Straz Gaming. Thank you very much for the sub. Hashtag Tom's one of their thief guys. That's all right then. I mean, Tom Williams was a professional footballer for 20 years. He can't reduce himself to being known as hashtag Tom. If I make my Viking a swear, will I say it? Yeah. I might bleep it, but I'll definitely say it. Has the fancy hair colour been decided? Not yet, but we'll do something fancy. Right, this is going to be the last game of the stream, I think. Wrap things up. Well, Anna's not at work tomorrow, so I've not got the 6 a.m. alarm tomorrow, which is brilliant. But should probably try and catch up on some of the sleep before the weekend. Jimmy Bullard, Peterborough United, 2001 to 2003. We're in what is now League One. Yeah, so it was after we won the playoffs. So we won the playoffs against Darlington in 2000. So I guess he signed for us the following, like the summer after the summer from that one. You know what I mean. Although English by birth, Bullard has a German grandmother, therefore is eligible to play for the German national team. In the run-up to the 2006 World Cup, it was reported that Bullard was contemplating an international call-up, having made his interest known to national coach Jurgen Klinsmann. He was called into the England squad for the August 2008 and for the 2010 World Cup qualifiers against Andorra and Croatia, but did not feature. Well, there you go. Jimmy Bullard and Michael Ballack in midfield together for Germany. Can you imagine it? You want me to do the yellow and purple from the logo? I mean, that's doable. But if it's going to be two colours, it's going to have to be a temporary thing. I'm not going to have permanent yellow and purple hair. Hope the mug company don't hear of Bullard and Ballack. Yeah, I mean, getting back to shaving my balls again after all this. Jose Mourinho has just moved to Tottenham's director of football in my save. Does this kind of thing happen often? I've only seen it happen once. But they move up to being director of football and then bring a new manager in. It's super rare. Has he been there a long time? It usually happens after a manager's been there a long, long, long time. Boom, boom, boom. And usually there'll be like club legend status. Yeah, 2027. So I imagine he's won the Champions League a few times, become a club legend, and done as a manager, but wants to stick around. After how many Kev wins do I get to keep the Streamer Showdown logo? Surely 5 should have been enough. Brazil only had to win the World Cup 3 times to get to keep it. Pellegrini became one in my save, though he was unemployed when I found him. So I think it went wrong. I rarely play FM, but when I do, I can beat City and Liverpool, but not West Brom or Sheffield United. Sounds about right. Jump in to watch. First I hear is Kev shaving his balls. Yeah. I'm going to make a whole video about me shaving my balls. Wenger used to if he took the Arsenal job. What, if you started the game as Arsenal manager, Wenger would move up to director of football and stay there? That's so cool. Manscaped new sponsor. Yeah, I'm doing a Manscaped brand deal for the vlog channel next week. Am I going to shave him? I think I'll just like do a side parting. Just say shave one half of them. Or might try and shave my name into them. Got to do it creatively. I don't want them to be completely bald. Give each testicle a monk's haircut, maybe. That'd That might look pretty cool. Make sure you talc after. Well, they've sent me a big box of goodies. So I imagine there's going to be all sorts of materials in there to keep them feeling delicious. It does say on the t-shirt, my balls will thank me, so... That was a good goal, by the way. Prieto can hit a good free kick. Does he look Spanish to you? Because he should, because he is Spanish. Don't use mint flavour shower gel on them afterwards. Noted. Give them spikes. I mean, I don't know if they've supplied pube hair gel. Maybe they have. I haven't looked in the box yet. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm mocking it and it's a key part of their product line. Hair gel for pubes. What do I know? I've lived a very sheltered life. Pube hair gel. There's a gap in the market. Imagine you spike your pubes and then go to sit down. If you're wearing jeans and the spikes can't push out, the spikes are only pushing in, boys and girls. It'd be like trapping your testicles in one of those torture things with the spikes on the inside. Can you imagine? Going to A&E. I've punctured my testicle on a gelled pubic hair. Oh. 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 My testicles look like porcupines. Right, can we have a goal, please? I need a distraction. Pinch goalkeeping. Thank you very much for the sub. Oh, I thought we were going to sneak a late goal. I like to give my pubes a nice side parting. Nice. Gone from England legends to gelled pubes. Twitch at its finest. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the stream. If you are new, this is standard. This is about right. We were talking about... we've gone from talking about investment strategies, cryptocurrency, the S&P 500. We got onto England legends, and now we're talking about pube injuries. Love Twitch. Someone asked earlier, what do I get the most fun out of? One of the YouTube channels or Twitch? You don't get this on YouTube. When I was at college, there was a lad who had to go to hospital as he cut his sack open. I mean, how? Deliberately? Give him a skin fade and keep him trendy. Who knows what I'm going to do? Hopefully there's an instruction manual. If all they've done is sent me an electric beard trimmer for... I need instructions. Oh, my word. How do I not accidentally give myself a vasectomy? Right, we are going to... We're going to raid someone. Ask them if they shave their balls. Whoever it is we raid. I need to know. We are going to raid... We're going to raid M Breezy because he subbed to me earlier this evening. So therefore, he automatically gets a raid. He gave me a £5. He gets a raid. Yes, I can be bought. And that is it, boys and girls. We'll be back Saturday night, just before 7 p.m. for the Streamer Showdown. The next time you see me, I'll be halfway to being Kevy 6 times. Toodle pip, boys and girls. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again very, very soon. Shave those balls. Goodbye. Raid now. Go to the raid. Why am I still looking at the screen?
It's an absolute joke. How you doing, Weasel Gamer?